How we doing, folks? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, as we do each and every day, Monday through Friday. The new schedule. We're back on the regular schedule, folks. That's Monday through Friday. Sometimes we come on Saturdays. We make some guest appearances on Saturdays, but we're here Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time till we'll go to whenever. We'll go as however long you need. We'll go in the morning. We'll go all morning. We'll shoot. We'll even go into the afternoon. Like however long you need, we'll stay here. How we doing? This Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. How was your weekend? Your first weekend of 2026. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share the live out with anybody that you know that's struggling with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, gestational diabetes. Like anybody suffering from that, folks, you send this live over there to them, because today we're going to get down to the bottom of it. We're going to get down to the root cause, the root. The key word is root. The root of type 2 diabetes. Like, what the heck is it? Where does it come from? Why do we get it? What are you supposed to do to reverse this thing? Is it reversible? Do you have to have it for the rest of your life? Do you got to take medication for the rest of your life? I mean, these are the questions that we're going to answer, folks. We're going to get deep into it. We're going to go so deep into it that by the end of this live, folks, you're going to have no questions about what it is that you have to do to defeat this chronic health conditions once and for all. Because, folks, I'm going to tell you, it can be defeated if you are willing. Trust me, because I did it. If you are willing to do the work, if you are willing to show up, if you are willing to do the work, if you are willing to do it again the next day, folks, man, you will defeat type 2 diabetes. I'm a pre-diabetic, unknown. Yeah, you're a pre-diabetic, hang out. Because pre-diabetes is basically just baby diabetes, baby type 2 diabetes. It's just it's the same thing. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all the insulin resistance. That's all pre-diabetes is. So yes, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, high blood sugar. High blood pressure. These are all high fatty liver. You know what I mean? These are all insulin resistance. You get rid of the insulin resistance, man. This is like you did a whole you get rid of the insulin resistance, folks. It's gonna be like you're gonna be doing a freaking Benjamin Button. You know what Benjamin Button is? That's the movie that Brad Pitt played in when he aged backwards. That's what happens when you get rid of the insulin resistance, folks. You age backwards. When your A1C goes down, folks, whoo, man, what diet do you recommend? I recommend a diet filled with whole, predominantly. It's not necessarily a specific diet that I recommend. I just recommend clean eating. What is clean eating? Clean eating is, we're going to talk about it today, but I'm going to put up the clean eating plate on the board. But basically, it's real foods, so real whole unprocessed foods. Like what? Well, fruits, specifically lower glycemic index fruits, like berries. Then you got non-starchy veggies, things like onions, bell peppers, cauliflower, broccoli. These are non-starchy veggies. All the leafy greens, like go crazy with the leafy greens. You eat that. Whole grains, beans. Beans are going to be a monster, right? If you're suffering from insulin resistance, beans, things like navy beans, black beans, red beans, garbanzo beans. Man, these things are all great. And then finally, leaner sources of protein. So whatever protein you choose, so whether it be chicken, whether it be steak, whether it be eggs, whether it be fish, whether it be tofu or tempeh from a plant-based, folks. Just make sure that it's of the leaner source. Not the processed meats like bacon, folks. Not bacon, not like salami, hot dogs, all of that stuff. That's not the stuff that we want. I'm going to have to close the light here in a minute because the sun is peeking through right now. So shout out to the sun. So do me a favor, folks. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, where we're talking about all things type 2 diabetes. insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, PCOS, 6.2 A1C, so afraid to get diabetes. Yeah. 6.2, I mean, you're already there. 6.2, you're already there. They just haven't officially diagnosed you yet. They diagnose you as a diabetic when you get to 6.5. But here's the thing, 6.2 means that you're already pre-diabetic, meaning that the insulin resistance has already started years ago. It already started years ago. 6.2 is just a number on a freaking graph. You know what I mean? But you're still insulin resistance either way. So we're going to reverse that. No matter if you're pre-diabetic, no matter if your number's at a 6.2, no matter if your number's at an, 8.5, no matter if your number's at a 10, no matter if your number's at a 12, 13, 14, it's all insulin resistance. It's just how bad did you let it get? When they diagnose you as a type 2 diabetic, that's just a formality, right? How we doing? But I got you. I'm going to show you how to get that. I'm going to show you how to get it out of there. I'm going to show you how to get it out of there. Q&A, whatever questions you got for me, throw them in the chat. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. A little bit about me. A few years ago, worst shape of my life, diabetes, heart disease, obesity. Went to the doctor, got diagnosed as having diabetes, having heart disease, and being obese. The triple whammy. Kidney disease also do protein is only about 70%. Your kidneys are about 70%, or you're saying about the protein? But yeah, it's Kelley, certified holistic nutritionist. But here's the thing, like I said, I wasn't always a nutritionist. Let me close this window because it's getting bright over here. All right, it was hella bright. It was hella bright. Sun is shining today here in Houston, Texas, but it's still peeking through some. You see that? But here it is. I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy, all three. I don't have any of those anymore, folks. I don't have diabetes anymore. Type 2 diabetes. I don't have heart disease anymore. I don't have, and I'm not obese anymore. Right here with the pictures. I'm going to show you the pictures. Let me see. Shout out to you folks. Shout out to your folks over here as well. Terry Rogers. Shout out to you, Terry. Couple of folks on the other side over here. I got a couple of streams going up, so we got some folks over here on the other side. So shout out to you over here on the other side. Now let me show you, before we get started, a little bit about me. Trying to find it. Okay, here it is. Here it is, folks. Before we get started, diabetes. That's called diabetes. That's called heart disease. That's called being obese. Right? That's it. That's it. Diabetes, heart disease, obese. Is factor good? What do you mean factor? What do you mean factor what? What's factor what? What the heck's factor? This is it. Diabetes, heart disease, obesity. That's it. How do you get rid of the Don phenomenon? You don't. I'm going to show you. I'm going to answer that question and what I mean by you don't. But that's it, right? That's no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. That's it. That's it. It's all gone, folks. I did that in less than a year. Reverse diabetes, heart disease, and obesity in less than a year. Factor Good, the food company. I don't know much about them. I haven't looked into them. What kind of food do they sell? Is that the delivered to your house packages? Is that the one that you're talking about? How to get rid of the Don phenomenon? Let me answer that. You can't. Okay. Everybody has the Don phenomenon. Everybody does. I have the Don phenomenon. I don't have diabetes anymore. Someone who never had diabetes, it's a normal, everyday, metabolically flexible person, they can get the Don phenomenon too. But you're asking about because you're diabetic. Insulin resistance. The reason that your numbers are higher than everybody else's is because you have insulin resistance. If you have insulin resistance, what's your number? So when you're waking up in the morning, what's your number? We're talking about 150, 200. Like, what's your number when you wake up in the morning? The reason that it's high like that is because you're insulin resistant. Everybody has high numbers in the morning. Everybody does. Higher numbers. It's nature's way of telling you to get up. Okay? Get up. It releases hormones to tell you to get up. And those hormones causes you to release stored blood sugar from your liver so that you can have energy throughout for the day. But that happens to everybody. But when you're insulin resistant, and when your liver releases that sugar, and then now insulin comes out. So sugar comes out, insulin comes out. It's crazy. Then you wake up in the morning and your numbers are high. Your numbers are like 150, 200, 250. And you didn't even eat anything the night. You're like, yo, I haven't even eaten in 16 hours. Why is my numbers high in the morning? That's why. So you can't do anything about it. All you can do is fix the insulin resistance. You can fix the insulin resistance. That Dawn phenomenon number, starts to come down. It becomes less of a phenomenon, if you know what I mean. Appreciate the follow. The protein I am allowed to eat is only 70 grams of protein a day for kidney disease. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Kidney disease is a real deal. Kells, shout out to you, Kells. That's my name. Yeah. No, I don't know much about them. I don't know about them much about that. I know it's a food delivery company, but I've never used them. So, I mean, I can't really give you the real scoop on them. How do you fix insulin resistance? You fix insulin resistance the same way that you got insulin resistance. How did you get insulin resistance? We talked earlier, was it Saturday? We went over insulin resistance on the board here. But insulin resistance is your body's inability to properly handle energy, right? Your cells have become resistant to the insulin. So therefore, you don't have energy. Your energy is off. And what's causing that? You got to how to fix insulin resistance. You got to figure out what's causing that. It's caused from too much high blood sugar, which causes too much high insulin. So where does too much high blood sugar come from? It comes from the food that you're eating. That's what it comes from. We're eating a lot of junk. We eat carbonated junk, refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. Those are the foods that we're eating. And when we eat those foods most of the time, which most of us do, it makes the blood sugar go high, which makes the insulin stay high, which causes insulin resistance. So how do you defeat insulin resistance? You get to the root cause of it, which is the food that you just ate. That's what it is. So if you switch the food that you're eating to higher quality food, fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains and legumes, aka beans and leaner sources of protein, chicken, turkey, steak, eggs. That's a boring answer, but that's the truth. Okay? That's the truth. That's the only way that you're going to fix insulin resistance. Could be what starts with the food, and then there's also stress. Eliminate your stress. That's another one. Stress causes your blood sugar to go crazy too. Not moving after you eat one of those bad meals is another way that you become insulin resistant, that you have high blood sugar. So you got to move. And then sleeping. Maybe we're not getting a good sleep. If you don't get good quality sleep, that also causes your blood sugar to go wacky. And guess what? When your blood sugar goes wacky, then the insulin goes high. And then you become more insulin resistant. And then lastly is the alcohol, right? Alcohol is not your friend. If you're insulin resistant, alcohol is not going to be your friend. So those are the areas right there. Right there. That's where you start. That's how you fix insulin resistance. Because I'm going to tell you. Hello? Who asked that? Naveed. That's the only way that you're going to defeat insulin resistance. That's the only way that you're going to fix it. You can take medication until you're blue in the face. Until your face turns blue, just like this. So much medication you can take. By the way, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I can't give you medical advice. Stay on your medicine. Get off your medicine. But here's the thing. You can take medicine until you're blue in the face. Until your face turns blue. Doesn't really matter. If you don't get your lifestyle right first, it really won't matter. Because the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. That's how you fix insulin resistance. We'll talk more about it. What if I water fast for 14 days? If you can make it that long, right? Most people can't even make it past the day. I was watching Coach Steph the other day. She's a coach, right? She first of the year, she went on a water fast, a whole day water fast. She said she couldn't even make it the whole day, right? You can do a 14-day water fast. If you're severely insulin resistant, here's the thing. I wouldn't start off with a 14-day water fast if you're severely insulin resistant. I say ease your way into it. Now, if you want to use those 14 days better than the water fast, you can join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, right? You can join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge if you want to start those 14 days off right. That is the challenge where over 400 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And a lot of them are getting amazing results. Like some people have even been taken off of their medication on this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What medication? The ones we just talked about. Metformin. Some have been taken off of their insulin by their doctors. Like I told you, I'm not a doctor. I can't take you off your medicine, right? This is their doctor's report. Okay. But I can show you in 14 days that it is the food that you're eating. You want to join that challenge? It's more about it linked in my bio. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. What condition is that? Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes, right? All of that. Erectile dysfunction, fatty liver, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Folks, this is all insulin resistance. I'm always tired all the time. It sucks. I just need to fix it. Yep. If you're always tired all the time, that's a classic form of insulin resistance. Hang out with me for 14 days. We'll get that all fixed up. Okay. I filmed myself going 47-51 from the 3 in basketball. Okay, great, Sean. you're like the modern day Steph Curry. You know what I mean? And he's still playing. Fruit and water for 14 days. Again, I wouldn't recommend that one. I wouldn't recommend that one either. 14-day fruit fast. I mean, if people have done it, people are successful with it, but for the normal everyday person, I wouldn't recommend it. For the normal everyday person suffering from insulin resistance, I go a little bit different route. Is tofu good for diabetes? Does it reverse it? No, tofu by itself is not going to reverse it, but tofu is a linear source of protein. Yes, that is great for blood sugar. So we got tofu, yes. Tempeh, yes. Those are plant-based sources. So yes, tofu and tempeh are great. But does it reverse it? No, what reverses it is actually showing up and doing all the work, right? That's what reversing it means. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, that's it. Effective sleep. That's the only way you're gonna fix it. Good morning. Shout out to you, Natalie. But folks, Cat, no doubt. Here it is, folks. My name's Kelley. If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, health coach. But here's the thing. I wasn't always a nutritionist. I wasn't always a health coach. Because a few years ago, I was just like you are right now. I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. All three. I don't have that anymore, folks. No, none of that anymore. I had to change. That's how I did it. You're gonna have to change, folks. It's the thing that most folks don't want to do. It's gonna have to change. Change what? Specifically what you're eating. And then we're gonna talk about eating today. So you're in store. What for the 14-day challenge? Is it a nutrition plan? Where do I find it? Yes, it is a nutrition blueprint for folks who are suffering from diabetes, heart disease. Well, not I had heart disease. Sorry. That's still a form of insulin resistance, but type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, this 14-day nutrition blueprint built by me, a guy who's a diabetic. Look at this. This is called diabetes. I'm going to show you. If you're just joining us, folks, we're talking about how to defeat type 2 diabetes once and for all. This is called diabetes, heart disease. Look at that. Diabetes, heart disease, that's called being obese. Diabetes, heart disease, obese. You see that, folks? Sorry, over here as well. Diabetes, heart disease, and being obese, right? That's it. I'm 100 pounds overweight. Yep, I got it. I was 65 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight. I got you. I've helped people lose 100 pounds before. That's no problem. That's no problem. Now, look, folks, no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. As you can see here, see in the pictures there's no more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. That's it. That's it. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to answer the rest of your questions. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is here. You click here, and then you click on my picture again. Talking about right here. Come on. Here it is. So if you click here, then you click on my picture again, where the challenge is, it's going to take you right here. Click on that link tree, boom. There it is. Here's the quiz. There's the free quiz. There's a master class. Free quiz, free master class. There's a PDF right here, free PDF. Folks, there's a lot of grab and go goodies on here, folks. But this one is the big one, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one's the only one that I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in 14 days. What kind of results? Well, some people have been taken off of their medicine. What kind of medicine? Things like insulin, right? Metformin, right? These are not, folks come on all the time and they share their story on this live. You've been on this live when the folks come on and they share their stories, folks. It's amazing stuff. It's a nutrition blueprint built by me. I just showed you my pictures. I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy. I don't have diabetes anymore. I don't have heart disease anymore, and I'm not obese anymore, folks. I'm a normal sized dude. Okay? I created this 14-day challenge for my folks who said, I am sick and tired of diabetes running my life, right? I am, because I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have diabetes. I mean, I have high blood sugar. I get it. You shouldn't have to deal with that. You shouldn't have to run around here with high blood sugar and be frustrated all the time, every day. You join this 14-day challenge and you won't have to run around here frustrated. That's why it's called the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's normally $99 to join this challenge. But if you use the discount code PROGRESS, here it is. PROGRESS, you're going to save 20% on the challenge. It's $79 to join this challenge, which over 400 people have joined this challenge. This is the blueprint right here, Chad. Over 400 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So your next steps are simple. It is to join the 14-day challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. It is a nutrition blueprint. $79. It is a nutrition blueprint. It's all digital, right? Everything's all built for you. It's a blueprint. Over 400 people have done. All you got to do is go get your groceries, cook the groceries, eat the groceries, get the results. Go get the food, cook the food, eat the food, get the results. Same thing you do every week. Same thing you do every week. But this time you're just going to get the results. What kind of results? So like I said, someone's taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Someone's taking their fasting blood sugar from over 500 to 150 at the end of the challenge in 14 days. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code PROGRESS. Let's see what we got here. 14-day challenge. Would I find it? Yep. I'm desperate to learn from you. I'm slowly killing myself with food and lack of exercise. Shout out to you, Viv. I got you. Hang out. I'm 100 pounds overweight. Yeah, I got you. I'm 80 pounds overweight. Got you. Got you. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get how frustrating that is. I get it. Join this 14-day challenge, and we're going to start bringing this thing back down to baseline, right? Bringing it back down to baseline. Use that discount code PROGRESS, because that's what you're going to make. PROGRESS. What exercises are best for diabetics? Not that exercises. What exercises are best for diabetics? Strength training. Let me say that. That will be the overall exercise. That's best. Building muscle. The more muscle you build, the more you're hitting the weights, The more you're in the gym getting swole, the more you're going to become insulin sensitive. You want to become insulin sensitive because muscles are hungry. Muscles are very, very hungry. So the older you get, the more muscle you got to build, folks. I don't know anything about health. I got you, Viv. I got you. Hang out on this channel, and I got you. They want to possibly get on me. They want to possibly put me on metformin. I'm sorry, Ozempic, which I was on twice and was not good for me. Yeah. It's manipulating your hormones, right? Nothing that is manipulating your hormones is great for you. Okay. I'm just signing on here. What's the blueprint? I got you already. Yep. Did you really get it? I'm broke, disabled, taking care of 3 grandbabies and with diabetes and can't afford. There's a lot of goodies on my page, right? Shout out to you, Thunderborn. There's the quiz. There's a free quiz. There's a masterclass. Absolutely free. All you got to do is pay attention. That's all you got to pay to watch this masterclass. 45-minute masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula. It's absolutely free. It's linked in my bio. Click here. Click on my picture again. That's where it is. What about exercises? What kind of exercise? Yep, did that one. I went from 200 pounds to 146. Man, shout out to you. Still diabetic. Yeah, you're still in the diabetic range. You are correct. So you get that thing below 100 consistently. When you get that thing below 100, eating 2 times a day. Okay, shout out to you. Shout out to you for eating twice a day. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, the less you eat, the better. The less you snack, the better. So eating twice a day is great. Walking did help me a while back. Yeah, walking is great. How do you get rid of the numbness? You got to start reversing the type 2 diabetes. You get rid of the type 2 diabetes, the numbness is coming. All that's coming, neuropathy. That's probably what you're asking. That means that your nerve endings are dying. They're not getting the nutrients that it needs. You start reversing the insulin resistance. Eventually, before damage gets too much, they start to come back, right? But you got to start reversing the insulin resistance. How much strength training per week? At least twice a week of strength training. 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. That's everything, right? 30 minutes, 5 days a week. But when it comes to strength training, 2 days a week. So 2 days a week of strength training, at least. At minimum. Good morning. Shout out to you. 146, you 55. 146, you 5'5". Someone said they were once at 46 at 5'5". Yeah, let me see. Let me put that weight in. Let me see. 146 at 5'5". You're about right there on the cusp, right? Let's see. Let me see. Let me pull up my little chart over here. 5'5", 146. Woo, you're right on the line. Look at that. You're right on the line. See that? You're right off. You're almost in the red. Doing intermittent fasting, low or no carbs, eating 2 times a day. Question is, do I stop meds? I am not a doctor. I cannot tell you to stop your meds. All right. I cannot tell you to get on your meds, get off your meds. I'm not your doctor. All right. I don't have the audacity to tell you to get on and get off your meds. But the people who have joined the challenge, the people who have joined my 14-day challenge, they've been going back to the doctor after they finish my challenge, and they've been taken off of their meds by their doctor. I'll say that though. I'll say that. How do you join the challenge? Here's how you join the challenge. Great question. You click here. I'm going to show you where all the goodies are. You click here. You click on my picture again. I am show you what all the goodies are. Here they are. Oops, that's not them. Here they are. Here they are right here. Click on this link, boom. Link tree. There it is. Quiz. There's a free quiz, folks, that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. The masterclass right here. It's a 45-minute masterclass. Like I told you, it's a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. All you got. It's linked in my bio over here as well, folks. All you got to do is pay attention. It's right there. But here it is as well. Quiz masterclass PDF right here. It's a free PDF. But then this one right here is the big one. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for my folks who have said, damn it, I am ready for serious change. This is the year 2026 is the year where I say, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm going to actually do it. I'm not going to talk about it this year. This is the year that I'm going to freaking change everything. What can you expect? Well, you can expect for me to take you outside of your comfort zone, because if you said 2026 is going to be the year that you do it, I'm going to have to take you outside of your comfort zone. Okay? I'm going to have to take you there for 2 weeks. Hang out with your boy for 2 weeks, and I got you. What are we going to eat? Real, whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. We're just going to change the order. That's why it's a challenge, because I'm changing the order, and we're eating real food. You do that, folks. Leaner sources of protein, right? Chicken, turkey, all of that. This one is for folks who are ready for serious change. If you're ready to take control of your blood sugar, if diabetes has had you in a stranglehold for many, many years, insulin resistance, and you're like, yo, listen, I need to get out of this stranglehold that diabetes has had me in. Then this 14, even my pre-diabetics, then this 14-day challenge is calling your name. Ready to take control of your blood sugars? That's you. Over 400 people have joined it. Normally $99, you join this challenge. But if you use the discount code PROGRESS, it's 20% off, sorry. 20% off to join the 14-day challenge. It's $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 20% off. Use that discount code PROGRESS. Because like I told you before, I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar. I showed you my pictures. I got you. You join that challenge. Use that discount code PROGRESS. I'm a woman lifting weight, 49 years old. Okay. Lifting weights, exercising, swimming. Still, I have diabetes and high blood pressure. Okay. Lifting weights. I heard a lot about lifting weights and all of that, but what about lifting weights and moving and swimming for Rhonda? But I didn't hear anything in there about eating, because clean eating is going to be the main contributor. It's going to be the outlier. Clean eating. What are you eating? That's what I want to know. Because it's a lot of things that could be causing you to have high blood pressure, still have diabetes. There's a lot of things that could be causing that. But it's predominantly what you're eating. What are most of us eating? A bunch of carbonated junk, a bunch of refined sugar, artificial stuff, processed foods. Crap is what I call it. That's what we eat a lot of. It's causing our blood sugar to go crazy, which is causing our insulin to go crazy, which is causing our blood pressure to go crazy. You see, you get it. It's they all go back to each other. Any walking on strength training days, you can do it. Listen, if you want to do cardio and hit the weights that day, great. That's what I do when I go to the gym. When I go to the gym, I try to get as much as I possibly can out of the way, right? Because me, I don't even like, to be honest with you, I'm a health coach. I'm a fitness coach. No, I'm not a fitness coach. I'm a health coach. I don't even like working out. I don't like it. I don't like putting my body through all of that. But I know that I have to do it. So when I'm at the gym, shoot, I'm doing cardio. I'm strength training. I'm doing it all throughout the week. Hey, to get it out of the way. I did the challenge on steroids, so to speak, 30 days, no gluten, grains, or grams. I did the challenge on steroids. So to speak, 30 days, no gluten, grains, or leaves. What do you mean you did the challenge on steroids? I put my hands up. I do eat a lot of rubbish. Rubbish. There you go. There you go, Ferranda. Thank you for being honest about that. We're about having some honest conversations, folks. We're having some honest conversations here. Because when it comes to type 2 diabetes, you got to get these 4 areas of your lifestyle correct. Stress management, having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, and effective sleep. If you ain't getting these 4 areas right, folks, listen. Doesn't really matter. Diabetes ain't going to go anywhere. 2026 is going to look just like 2024. You know what I'm saying? 2026 is going to look just like 2024 and 2023. But you're going to have to change those areas of your life, especially what you're eating, which we're going to talk about here in a second. We're going to talk, what are we talking about today? Oh, the clean eating plate. We're going to get to that. What's good to make custom rugs? I would love to do business with custom rugs. I don't know anything about custom rugs, boss. I'm addicted to sugar candies and etc. Sugar, candy, etc. I get it. If you're insulin resistant, you're going to be craving sugar. The reason that you crave sugar is because your body's like, give me the quickest form of energy that I can freaking get. And where do you get the quickest form of energy that you can get? Well, let's talk about what type 2 diabetes is. Type 2 diabetes is your body's inability to process energy. Your body's, you cannot process energy correctly. Energy. So your energy is all over the place. You're tired, and then you're hungry. Why you're hungry is because your body's like, hey, I need energy. Our energy is all thrown off, so I need energy. And then lastly, why do you have sugar cravings? Well, you have sugar cravings because what is the quickest form of energy that you can get? Your body knows it. Your body knows this. The quickest form of energy that you can get is from some sugar, right? Sugar. Your body knows that. So that's why you crave sugar, right? Sugar. You turn into the cookie monster when you're insulin resistant. You turn into the cookie monster. And you don't want to turn into the cookie monster, folks. That means your energy is really thrown off. But here's the thing. The people who have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, usually I get a lot of emails all the time, folks. Usually around day 5, day 7 is when folks reporting like, hey, listen, the cravings are going away. I'm not craving all the sugar anymore. This is day 5, day 7 of the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want to join that challenge, use that discount code PROGRESS. It's linked in my bio. 20% off, $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Just turned up a bit. Just turned up a bit. Okay. Do you have to wean off insulin, or can you stop cold turkey and drink okra water? Okay. First of all, I'm not the doctor. I cannot tell you to get on your medicine or get off your medicine. I'm not the doctor. I'm not the doctor. I can't tell you to get on your medicine or get off your medicine. But what I can tell you is folks who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, at the end of those 14 days, they have gone back to their doctor, and their doctor has taken them off of the insulin. Their doctor has taken them off of their metformin. So I can just show you the blueprint. I'm not the doctor. I can just show you what it takes to start reversing type 2 diabetes. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take you showing up and doing the work. But in the 14-day challenge, I already took the guesswork out of it for you. Like I said, all you got to do is show up, do the work, do it again the next day. No doubt about it. Ignore me. Maybe your question is not going through. Let me see. Nobody's ignoring any questions. I got you. Any questions that you got? Send them my way. Teach me. That's it. Let's get into it, folks. We're going to play a game. We're going to play this game of A1C. What the heck's an A1C? We're going to find out what is that. Let me lift this up for my folks who are just joining us. My name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming into you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. That we can see here. Do me a favor, folks. Put the words A1C in the chat, and we're going to get to it. You're the real deal. Thank you, Highlander. Thank you. That's a real name. Were you a big fan of the show growing up? Highlander? Shout out to you. All right. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks. Discount code PROGRESS. Your 2026 is not going to look like your 2025. All right? 2025 that's over. That's over. 2026 is now. You can't do anything about the past, but you can damn sure do something about the future. Why did I make the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge 14 days? It's because I know it's the first of the year. And everybody's like, listen, I need to get some quick results. This is my year. But as the weeks go by, what happens? Real life settles in. Real life settles in. And then you're like, next thing you know, your New Year's resolutions are out the window. And boom. 2025 look like 2026, 2026, 2025, 2024. All of the years are the same because all the years start out like that. So my idea is to get you a quick win. And in those 14-day challenge, I'm going to get you a quick win. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Hemoglobin A1C. Hemoglobin A1C. Very, very important number, folks. When we go to the doctor, I'm not a doctor. I told you I'm not a doctor. But when we go to the doctor, this is one of the most important numbers that there is. Let me put this up here real quick. Hemoglobin A1C. Who's gone to the doctor and gotten their hemoglobin A1C tested? Or who's gone to the doctor and maybe they say, listen, you've got anemia, you're anemic, you've got a low iron. Who's ever gone to the doctor and experienced that? Put a me in the chat. The word hemo, folks, means iron and oxygen. So iron and oxygen, rich blood. This is what globin is. Iron and oxygen, rich blood. Globin is a protein, which means that it's responsible for carrying it through every cell of your body. That's globin. So hemoglobin is literally the air that you breathe. Oxygen-rich blood needs to flow through every cell of your body. That is hemoglobin, folks. How important is hemoglobin? Very important. The most important thing that there is, it's breath itself. Hemoglobin is your life force. You want to know how long you can go without hemoglobin? See how long you can hold your breath. And my guess is not for very long. Maybe like what? 45 seconds, a minute if you're good. So that's what hemoglobin is, the life that you breathe. A1C is how much sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. How much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past three months, right? 3 months. What kind of sugar? Well, the sticky stuff. The stuff that sticks to your finger and it's all nasty and sticky. That kind of sticky stuff is stuck to your hemoglobin. So therefore, the higher the sugar is, the more it's choking out your hemoglobin. What do I mean by that? It's a percent. Goes anywhere between about 4 and 30. Sometimes lower, sometimes higher. Hemoglobin, A1C. So here it is. It's a percent. If you're comfortable with it, folks, put your A1C in the chat. My A1C got up to a 6.5. This is what my A1C got to, 6.5. Right here. When my A1C was here, folks, when I was here, that's when my A1C was a 6.5. 8.2, there you go. We got some folks. That's when mine was at a 6.5 right there. Somewhere around there. See that, folks? 7.6. Okay, good morning. Shout out to you, Mandy. This is hemoglobin. This is when it was at a 6.5. So what's yours? Okay, those numbers that y'all calling out are a percent. It is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. Meaning, the higher the sugar, the higher the blood sugar, the more your cells are rusting. It causes oxidation, aka oxidative stress. It's causing you to rust, basically. It's called glycation. That's the scientific word for it. It's causing you to rust. So the higher the percent is, the faster, basically, you're rusting. The faster you're aging. And another way of saying it is, the higher your A1C is, the faster you're checking out of here. That's what it means. The faster you're glycating. You don't want to glycate, folks. Who can tell me what it means when your A1C is a 5.7 to a 6.4? Who can tell me what that is? What does that mean? When your diagnosis is a 5.7 to a 6.4, what is that? Throw it in the chat. What is it? Who got it? Who's got it? What is that? Those are normal numbers, someone says. Okay, normal. 5.7 to 6.4 is normal. That's what everyone is saying. Okay. Pre-diabetes, there you go. Someone else. Okay, diabetic, someone says. Okay. Yeah. Here's the answer. Dun, 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 dun. Pre-diabetes. Class is in session, folks. Pre-diabetes. So what the heck's pre-diabetes? Someone asked earlier. What is that? Well, it is your body is already insulin resistant. You're already insulin resistant when you're a pre-diabetic. Shout out to my folks who are coming into the room. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, talking all things A1C right now. Pre-diabetes. I'm in the UK. My figures is 60. Okay, you guys got different metrics over here. No, that is not pre-diabetes, and I am a physician. You are wrong. If you're a physician, and you said that this is not pre-diabetes, then you might need to go back to physician school. Okay. That's how I know you're not a physician, because a physician would not be saying that. This is called pre-diabetes, folks. Insulin, which is the most important hormone in the body. You're already insulin resistant. You're already becoming resistant to insulin. What does insulin do? Insulin is the hormone that is responsible for opening up your cells. Basically, it's the middleman between energy and the cells. That's what insulin does. It's very, very important. How important is it? You ask a type 1 diabetic, how long can they go without their insulin? And the answer is going to be not for very long. Okay? It's going to be not for very long. Why? It's because type 1 diabetics, they don't produce insulin. So if you don't produce insulin, then guess what? You have to act manually, use it from the outside. Because if you don't have it, you won't survive. That's how important the hormone is, folks. So 5.7 to 6.4 means that you're already becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It means that it just hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all that it means. It means they ain't gotten bad yet, the insulin resistance. Okay, what happens when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, folks? like mine was. Like my A1C on those pictures I showed you, my A1C got to a 6.5. What did that mean for me? What was my diagnosis at that point? I heard you're always diabetic, even when you're not. Is it genetic? Genetics does play a role, but not as big a role as you think. We'll cover that. We'll cover that. Yeah, diabetes. Okay, that's what it means. 6.5 or higher, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What does it mean? Someone said it. Yup. What does it mean? Diabetes. That's what it means. That means that now it's a good chance that your doctor's probably going to give you some medication. Usually the first one is a metformin, right? I'm not, like I told you before, I'm not the doctor. I can't tell you, get on your medicine, get off your medicine. I can't prescribe you the medication. I can't do any of that. But that's usually what happens at that point. Start getting to the 7, the 8s, the 9, the 10s. That means that your insulin resistance is getting more, and your blood. So all that they can do, all the doctors can do, is tell you is to try to manage your symptoms. Your blood sugar is high. You've got insulin resistance. All the doctor can do is just give you something to try to manage the symptoms, because that's what meds do. That's what doctors do. That's what doctors were trained to do. It's not their fault. It's not their fault, folks. Their job. What they learned how to diagnose you, and then how to give you a prescription for that diagnosis. And if that doesn't work, we're going to give you a different prescription for that diagnosis. That's how it works. So this is very, very serious stuff. So here's what it means. So to sum it all up, here's what it means to be a diabetic. It means that the higher the number is, that means the percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin. And what did we say hemoglobin was? Hemoglobin is literally the life that you breathe. The oxygen that you breathe is hemoglobin. It is oxygen-rich blood. The oxygen that you breathe. The more sugar that you have stuck to your hemoglobin, the faster you're glycating. Glycating means you're aging. That's what it's rusting. That's what it means. Aging, rusting, glycating. I'm going to show you a visual of glycation. This is what's happening to your cells. When we're born, let's say our cartilage is white. It's white when we're born, but when we pass away, our cartilage is brown. That's called glycation. Aging. Kind of like if you put a chicken, if you take a chicken, when you first get it, it's white. But then you cook it for like 2 hours. You take it out, it's brown. That's glycation. That's what's happening to your cells. The more sugar that you have stuck to your hemoglobin. And you can't get it off. Once it's stuck to it, it's there for life. You can't get it off. For that particular cell. That particular cell is done. It's like you got glycation, you got sugar on them, dude, you're done. We can't get the sugar off of you. You got to wait for the new ones to come out in 3 months. That's when the new ones come out, okay? That's when the new blood cells get created. After 3 months. That's why you go get an A1C test every 3 months, right? Because that's how long it takes for your hemoglobin to flip over and you to have brand new, all brand new. Everybody's going. The ones from 3 months ago, they're done. Then these other ones, they've got 3 months and then they're done. The other ones, the new ones, they've got 3 months and then they're done. Every quarter, you get brand new blood cells. So the other ones are done. So the next quarter, here's what you want, the next quarter. The next 3 months that are coming up, because they're coming up either way. Wouldn't it be a good idea to start getting the sugar knocked off of your cells, because every day in between time, every day you're creating brand new hemoglobin every single day. Every day they're turning over. It takes 3 months for them all to turn over, but every day they're turning over. This is why folks have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, folks, and have taken their A1C down from an 8 to a 6 in 14 days. Some are taking their A1C down from a 7.1 to a 5.7 in 14 days, folks. This is why folks who have joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have taken their fasting blood sugar from over 500 to 150 in 14 days. People are starting off at 386 and they're at 151 on day 14, folks. This is the power. How are we doing this? Through the power of food. This is what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is designed to do. This is why so many people are so successful. Over 400 people have joined this challenge. So this is making sense to y'all, folks, on what a hemoglobin A1C is and why you can affect it in as little as 14 days. Put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat, folks, if this is making sense to you on what a hemoglobin A1C is, and I'm going to get back to your questions. If you want to know more about that challenge, it's linked in my bio. So if you click here and you click on my picture again, it will take you to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But health yes. Put a health yes in the comments if this is making sense to you on what a hemoglobin A1C is. If you got any questions, like I told you before, not a doctor. I'm just a mad scientist. I'm just a guy who was a diabetic before. I had diabetes, I had heart disease, and I was obese. The triple whammy. This is making sense. Though a health yes in the chat. All right, cool. Couple of folks. I have an insulin pump. Okay. I'm a pre-diabetic. Yeah, insulin pump. Yeah, that's tough stuff. There's been folks who have joined the challenge, been taken off of their insulin pump by the doctor. I'm a pre-diabetic, working on my numbers, not going up. Okay. Mine, 13.5. Okay. 13.5. That means that the time to act is not now, but right now. Because that's serious. 13 and a half, that's serious, folks. Health, yes. Health, yes. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, as we speak, in the hospital since yesterday morning. Yes. Health, yes. Put a health, yes in the chat. If you understand now what you're able, that number, those numbers that you're calling out, those A1C numbers that you're calling out, put a health, yes in the chat if it's making sense to you on what it is now and what that number actually means. Because it's not just a number, folks. It's an indicator of how long you're going to be basically left on, how much life you got left in you. That's basically what that number means. Because the more percentage is, the more it's choking the life out of you. You do every quarter, you're getting, if every quarter your numbers are still high on your hemoglobin, that's shortening your life. So the higher your A1C is, the less you can expect to live. The lower your A1C is, the longer you can expect to live. It's a ratio. That's how important the A1C number is, folks. It's not just a number. It's not just a number where you be like, yo, it's just a number. No. It's not just a number, folks. It's one of the most important markers that there is when it comes to how long you're going to be on this planet. I need help. Mine is so close to being 6.3. Yeah. If you need help, Nurse Shell Marie, if you need help, your next steps are simple. And it is to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. I said start. Are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No. It takes at least 3 months, right? Remember that? Remember I told you that? The 3-month thing? So it'll take you at least 3 months. At least. To like see the overall picture. So when people say that they reverse their type 2 diabetes in a month, like you reverse type 2 diabetes in a month because you ain't seen the overall picture. So
I know you see a lot of infomercials and people, oh, they reversed your type 2 diabetes in a month. Like, yeah, they made some hell of improvement. Yeah, they did. They don't have to take insulin anymore. They don't have to take metformin anymore. Yes, they don't have to do any of that anymore. Yes. But they didn't reverse it in a month because it takes 3 months, at least 3 months, to see the overall picture. I told you what happens. Hemoglobin, turnover, all of that stuff. But in 14 days, you're going to make a huge impact in 14 days. If you need help, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's linked in my bio. Use that discount code, PROGRESS. Mine is 6.3, and I'm not on any medication. Yup. I like how you put it. The faster you check out. Yeah. Faster you check out of here. Yup, that's it. That's what happens when you have a higher hemoglobin A1C. The faster you check it out of here. Because it's hemoglobin is literally oxygen that you breathe. So it makes sense, right? Faster you check out of here. You got to breathe, but if you ain't breathing or if you get, I have been eating healthy. My fasting blood sugar has come from 200 to 124. I'm still working on it. Sophia, shout out to you, Sophia. Shout out to you, Sophia. Still working on it. Got you. Natural fruit have too much sugar, like food, pastas. Like food. Oh, natural fruits have too much sugar, like foods, pasta. Natural fruit is here's how you want to eat fruit, right? Yes, today's fruit has way more sugar than any other fruit in the past. Today's fruit is not the fruit from our ancestors. So eat fruit as a dessert. That's how you want to think of fruit. You think of it as a dessert. That's how you think of it. Good morning. Help me. I am 10.5. If you need that kind of help, right? There's a lot of freebies on my page. Like, listen, you say you need help, you're at a 10.5. There's a lot of stuff on my page. Here it is. I'm gonna show you where all the goodies are. So folks, do me a favor, bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. What is that? Pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, gestational diabetes, like folks. Anybody struggling with those conditions? Insulin resistance, high blood sugar. Folks, you send this live over there to them. And then also bebop that screen. Like I said, double tap that screen. Help your boy out. But here it is. Here's where all the goodies are, folks. Let me show you where they are. So if you click here, and then you click on my picture again, it's going to take you right here. Here it is. You see that link? Boom. Click that link. That's where all the goodies are, folks. This new year, 2026, I'm showing you where all the goodies are. If you've got insulin resistance, high blood sugar, this is the page you want to come to. What's there? The quiz. There's a free quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Thank you. There's a masterclass. It's a free masterclass, 45-minute masterclass. And here it is right here. That's all free. But here it is right here. This is the only one that I got to charge you for because it's real people, folks, getting real results in 14 days with this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is for my diabetics who say, listen, I've had insulin resistance for a very long time. I don't care if it's been 30 years, and I don't care how old you are. If it's been 30 years, you've had the condition, and I don't care how old you are. Ken, he is 74 years old, had diabetes since his mid-40s, so 30 years. He came on, shared his story. He dropped his fasting blood sugar 120 points in 14 days. And he's had diabetes for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And he's 74. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff really matters, folks, when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes. None of it. Only thing that matters is, are you willing to show up and do the work and do it again the next day? Because guess what? Your body wants to heal. Your body wants to heal. Folks, Your body doesn't want to suffer with high blood sugar. It doesn't. It doesn't want to. It's your body's main goal is to survive at any cost, by any means necessary. To hang on to this hemoglobin, life, as long as possible, your body will do by any means necessary to survive, whatever it's got to do. It'll even do things like, even if you don't eat carbohydrates, it'll do something like start burning its fat and protein for energy. It's called gluconeogenesis, right? Even if you don't eat carbohydrates, and your body is like, damn it, we need to get glucose from somewhere, because your body doesn't need carbohydrates. Your body needs glucose. That's what it needs to run, glucose. So your body wants to heal. You give it the right equipment, you give it the right tools that it needs for it to survive and for it to thrive. It'll do it. Your body's an amazing piece of machinery. That is how I defeated type 2 diabetes, folks. In 2021, that was my year. Like 2026 is going to be your year. 2026 is going to be your year. Like 2021 was for me. How much is the challenge? If you use the discount code PROGRESS, use that discount code PROGRESS. I can show you how to get there. Use that discount code. It's linked in my bio. Right here. Use that discount code PROGRESS. 14-day challenge. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79, 20% off. Join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All right, what you can expect that if you show up and do the work and do it again the next day, it's a nutrition blueprint that is designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. Folks, I was an engineer before I was in the oil. I was in the Navy too before I was an engineer. Okay. So I know a thing or two about getting straight to the point when it comes to fixing things. So when I found out that I was a type 2 diabetic, I figured out how was I going to fix it. My engineering mind kicked into high gear and says, how the hell can I reverse this thing? Because I know that anything is possible, right? They fly me out in the ocean to go fix a machinery out on the ocean, on rigs. If I can't fix it, hell, nobody can. So when I became a type 2 diabetic, folks, I said, you know what? How the hell can I fix this? How the hell can I fix this insulin resistance? How can I fix it? Is this your story? Is your story the same as mine? I told you, folks, they fly me out to the middle of the ocean. They fly me out to the middle of the ocean to come fix your equipment. If I can't fix it, damn it, nobody can. Right? Right? Then I became an instructor, corporate trainer, right? This is me. This is when I was overweight and obese. You see that? See the difference? Look, flew up to Canada to teach a class. Look at that. That's called diabetes, heart disease, obesity, right? See the students in the background, right? Look at this one. Now, that first one was 2019. Now this was 2023. See the difference? Look how small I am now. 70 pounds. So it really doesn't matter, folks. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how long you've had type 2 diabetes. You hang out with me for these 14 days. And at the end of those 14 days, you're going to look back and find out that the food really is the medicine and the medicine is the food. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code. PROGRESS. And 2026 is going to be the year that you make progress. Those pictures when I showed you when I was overweight, obese, that was 2021. That was my year. Use the discount code PROGRESS. $79, you join that challenge. Any questions when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes? When it comes to hemoglobin A1C, any questions on that? No questions. All right, cool. No questions. Let's go to the next topic then. How do you reverse type 2 diabetes? That's the theme of this live, folks. How do you reverse type 2 diabetes? I'm also a stage 4 cancer patient. Okay. I can't do anything about cancer. That's not my specialty. Mine is 5.2 and I'm type 1. Okay. What's more important, A1C number or your blood sugar number? Well, the overall A1C is probably the most important. Not probably, it is the most important. Overall A1C is your overall. It is the overall picture. Those fasting blood sugar numbers, that's just the numbers that you see every day. That's just the picture right now. But what's been going on? So that's what the A1, that's the difference between the A1C and the regular one, right? A1C is the most important. Yes. It's the result of your blood sugar number. Yes. Yes. It's way more. The most important, one of the most important metrics that there is. An insurance company will probably look at your A1C number like, hey, what's your A1C number? You know, they want to insure you for a big life insurance policy or something, let's say. They might look at your A1C number and say, whoa, hey, you're a big risk. Because the A1C is one of the most important numbers that there is. The higher their A1C, the less you can expect to live. The higher the A1C, the less you can expect to live. The lower your A1C, the more you can expect to live, right? It's just a ratio. A1C goes up, less life. A1C goes down, more life. How much life? Decades. That's how much life. 2 years ago, my sister passed away at the age of 55 years due to, you guessed it, having a high A1C. So yes, 2 years ago, she passed away in her sleep from having a high A1C. She had diabetes for many, many years. So when I tell you folks that that's a very, very serious number, she was 55 years old, my big sister. She's supposed to live at least another 20, 30 years, 75, 85 years old at least, right? When I say decades it'll take off of your life. It's the most important number that there is. I eat little carbs, but never go below 6.0, but maybe it's the stress that I have. Yeah, stress is the big one, right? It's a big one. Stress. Hell yeah. Stress cortisol will set the whole thing back. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's see. Questions. How much is the challenge? Got that out one. How high was her A1C? I don't even know. My older sister will have to tell you because they live together. How often it was. I think it would get to 13 sometimes, and then sometimes it'll go down to like maybe like a 9, and then one time they got it down to a 7. They got it down to a 7 once, but I think it's as high as 13 that hers has got to. You know what I mean? But it was a roller coaster, many, many years. Yeah. So shout out to you. Appreciate you asking that question. All right, let's get back to it. Folks, we're talking all things type 2 diabetes. We're going to start this new year off, new year right. For those who just joined us, 2026 is going to be just like your 2026 is going to be just like my 2021, right? So we're going to measure 2026 by the things that we got done, not by the days we just thought about it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're going to measure 2026. By the days on what we got and when we got things done, right? That's how we're going to measure it. Here's what we're going to do in 2026. We're going to have to maintain
I'm going to put it up here, right here. PAC. I'm going to put it over here. Maintain your pace. To defeat type 2 diabetes in 2026, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to prescribe yourself some meds. Now, I can't prescribe yourself these meds because I'm not a doctor, first and foremost. I can't prescribe you any meds. But come to think of it, your doctor can't even prescribe you these meds. When it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes, your doctor can't even prescribe you these meds. Your family members can't prescribe you these meds in 2026. The only person in 2026 that can prescribe yourself these meds is yourself, right? You're the only person that can do that. Here's what I mean by that. The first part of this is the lifestyle medicine formula of maintaining your pace in 2026 to defeat type 2 diabetes is to have a peaceful, mind. This is how you got to start off 2026, folks. We're in January still. New year, new me, right? Have a peaceful mind, because stress, just like someone asked earlier, stress is a major setback. It'll set you all the way back. Cortisol will set you all the way back, folks. You could be working out, you can be doing all of that, eating well, but if you're stressed out, who's getting on your nerves? Is your mom getting on your nerves? Your dad getting on your nerves? Like your kids getting on your nerves? The traffic getting on your nerves? Who's getting on your nerves? You got to figure that out. And once you figure that out, whoo, man, because stress causes you to produce more blood sugar, which causes you to produce more insulin. Because where blood sugar goes, insulin follows, folks. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So stress, I'm going to give you a prescription in each of these areas. The prescription and having a peaceful mind and managing your stress is this. It is the 3 M's, folks. It's meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 things that you got to do to start reversing type 2 diabetes in 2026. Next is those are 3 M's. The next is to start defeating type 2 diabetes, folks, in 2026 is to have an active body. How much exercise should you be doing? Here's the prescription, folks. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, folks, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. This is what you want. Why? Because you want, like people are asking me, how much should you be working out? Well, you should be working out at least a couple of days a week. You should be hitting the weights at least a couple of days a week. Hitting the weights. Because muscles are hungry. Muscles are hungry for glucose. So the more muscles that you get, the more you're hitting the weights, the better. Why? Because muscles are hungry. And the bigger that this is why when you get older, you got to maintain the muscle, folks. When you get older, we got to maintain our muscle. If we're not maintaining our muscle when we get older, this is why we can become more insulin resistant. Because we don't have muscles. Muscles is what basically fends off and absorbs all of the blood sugar. It absorbs all of the blood sugar. So it fends off the insulin resistance. Insulin resistance starts to go away the more muscles that you get. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement, folks. The C stands for clean eating. This is what you got to do in 2026, folks, to start reversing type 2 diabetes. Because here it is. When it comes to reversing it, the only thing that you can do, and I mean the only thing that you can do to actually reverse it, because you can take all the medication that you want, but if you're not clean eating, if you don't have these areas of your life right, if you ain't clean eating,
Especially, what's clean eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Check it out. Here's how important eating is when it comes to reversing type 2 diabetes, like I did. That I want you to remember this. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, folks, remember this. If you don't remember anything, remember this. Jot this one down. That when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need, folks. I'm gonna say that one again. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. Metformin included. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. Glyphosate included. You know what I'm saying? Because the food is the medicine and the medicine is the food. If you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, especially the food, what are we supposed to be eating? Not supposed to be, but let me take that word back. What should you choose to eat, should I say? Here's what I believe you should choose to eat. Real, whole, unprocessed food. So something that came from a branch. Something that was once had dirt on it, right? Leaner sources of protein. So what does that mean? Chicken, turkey, steak, eggs, fish, tofu, tempeh, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans. Beans are going to be the best. Right? This is the foods that we eat. We eat these foods, folks. That's clean eating. Do you have to be perfect? No, you ain't got to be perfect. But it's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. So eat real, whole, unprocessed foods most of the time, like about 90% of the time. And folks, that's going to start to reverse type 2 diabetes, especially that area. The last area of the lifestyle medicine formula, folks, is here. Here's the last area. Is effective sleep, folks. Effective sleep. The last area of the lifestyle medicine formula. Why is sleep so important? It's because if you don't get enough effective sleep, 6 to 9 hours, 6 to 9 hours, that's effective sleep. If you're not getting that, guess what's going to happen? Man, everything's going to be thrown off. Everything. Because here's why. When you don't get enough effective sleep, you could be working out like a champ. You could be moving your body. Whew. But if you ain't getting effective sleep, that's going to cause stress, which is, we talked about stress. Cortisol is going to set everything back. Folks, this is what you need to do in 2026. This is the plan for 2026 for you to make progress. That's the discount code to join the 14-day challenge at $79, 20% off to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to teach you how to do some clean eating. Someone just asked me in the 14-day challenge, we cannot have meat during the reset. No, it's not. Here's what we're eating. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Vegetables, nuts and seeds, beans, and then leaner sources of protein. Chicken, turkey, steak, eggs, fish. These are the foods that we're doing in the challenge. But we're just changing up the order in which you eat them. Right? So this is the foods that you eat. Just going to eat it a certain way. That's the challenge. That's why it's a challenge, folks. You eat these same foods that I just told you in that specific order, which I already took the guesswork out of it for you in this 14-day challenge. I already took the guesswork out of it for you. All you got to do is show up and do the work. And I got you on the rest. The 14-day challenge is for folks who have had insulin resistance for a very long time. No matter what they've done, it doesn't work. Like I told you before, the food is the medicine, and the medicine is the food. If the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But if the diet is correct, which we do in the 14-day challenge, we correct your diet. We're just going to eat those foods that I named, a very specific order. That's it. And in 14 days, you're going to look back and be like, yo, what the hell have I been doing? I don't care how long you had diabetes. It's a system. It's a blueprint. I did it. Over 400 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You want to join the challenge, which I highly recommend that you do. Because if you've been looking for the answer, you'll be like, damn it, I've been looking for the answer. If 2025 wasn't your year to find the answer, 2024 wasn't your year to find the answer. If it's just been more and more medication. It's a bottomless pit. You know what I'm talking about. The bottomless pit of more and more medication. If you're ready to get out of that, it's 14-day challenge. It's calling your name. Where is this? Link to my bio. I don't understand what's the order. That's why you join the challenge. You join the challenge, right? It's too much for me to tell you. I'm giving you a step-by-step booklet. It's not a booklet. Sorry, it's not even a booklet. It's digital. It's video. It's videos. It's me on there. I'm cheering you on. All you got to do, I'm going to give you the plan. Those foods. All you got to do is show up and do the work, do it again the next day. It's a system. Over 400 people have done it. I told you I'm an engineer. My mind thinks a little bit differently. Okay? I was an engineer before. I was a nutritionist and a health coach. So my mind thinks way differently. Trust me. Yeah. I don't understand. What's the order? Start off. Oh, if you're in the challenge, so start off on the lesson number 1. And then lesson number 2, lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. If you're in the challenge, go into lesson number 1, watch the video. Lesson number 2, watch the video. And then do what they say. Do what they say. That's it. It's a system. It's a system. If you've got high blood sugar, if you've got insulin resistance, and if you've had it for a very, very long time, and you said, I've tried everything, and no matter what I've tried, it doesn't work. I'm still got to take all these medications every day. I still got to take all of the metformins and the glyphosides and the Ozempics and all the other ones you can't even name. Like I can't even pronounce the name of that one. Right? If that's all that's happened to you year after year, if 2025 that was your story, and if 2024 that was your story, and 2023 that was your story, just more and more meds. And 2026 should be the year that you say, damn it, I deserve something that I don't deserve to have type 2 diabetes. I don't think anyone should have type 2 diabetes. You say to yourself, damn it, I deserve to do something that works. This 14-day challenge is that something that works. This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for folks who are ready for serious change. If that is you, and you are ready to maintain your pace, you are ready to make progress, use that discount code PROGRESS. You're joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge at 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And it's a system, just like Zipporah is asking. It's a system. It's over 400 people have joined this challenge. And the results come back in. People have lowered their A1C 2 points. People have been taken off of their medication. What medication? Those same ones that I just named. Insulin included, folks. I'm not the doctor. I can't take you off your medication. I already told you that. But what I can tell you is it's the food. It's the food. You need a blueprint. If you need structure, this 2026, if you need structure, this 14-day challenge is calling your name. Where is it? I'm gonna show you where it is. It's linked in my bio. I was able to quit eating candy, soda, but only the sugar I eat now is cookies, and I'm addicted to it. That is, I'm sorry to hear that, right? But there have been people who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Just like you, people just like you. Day 5, day 7 is when they report, you know what? The cravings are starting to go away. Day 5, day 7. That's the average. Day 5, day 7, the cravings start to get kicked. It's a system, folks. How do you get to it? If you click here, click on my picture again. Here it is right here. Boom. Click on that link. There it is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now, there's a lot of goodies on here as well. There's a quiz on here. There's a free quiz that you can take to go and understand and learn your diabetes management style, folks. There is a masterclass, a free masterclass. Then the challenge is right here. This one is, like I said, folks, in 2026. We're still fresh in the 2026. You can it's still time. Still time, folks. In 2026. Right now, still time. Okay? We still got a lot of days left in 2026. 2026 can actually still be the year that you kick type 2 diabetes to the curb. If this is going to be your year that you kick type 2 diabetes to the curb once and for all, out of your life forever, put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you say, damn it, this is going to be the year that I kick type 2 diabetes to the curb. Put a me in the chat. Just like 2021 was my year, it's 2026 going to be the year you say, damn it, I am going to kick type 2 diabetes to the curb. Put a me in the chat, please. I want to hear them. I want to know, even pre-diabetes, you say this is the year I'm going to kick pre-diabetes to the curb. This is the year I'm going to kick erectile dysfunction to the curb. This is the year that I am going to kick, what else? Give me another one. Fatty liver to the curb. This is the year that I'm going to, give me another one. High blood pressure. I can keep them coming. High blood pressure to the curb. This is the year that I'm going to kick, give me another one. PCOS to the curb. You want to know why I named all of those conditions right there, folks? Because all of those conditions that I just named are, all the ones I just named are as a result of insulin resistance. All of those conditions that I just named are a result of insulin resistance. And how do you get rid of insulin resistance, folks? So that you can reverse engineer this thing. I tell you, how do you reverse type 2 diabetes? You got to reverse engineer it. How do you reverse insulin resistance? You reverse engineer it. Look, stress management, bring your stress levels down. That's step number 1. Step number 2, start having an active body. Maintain your pace, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Clean eating. You don't have to be perfect, right? But it's about what you eat most of the time that matters the most. It's about what you eat most of the time that matters the most, folks. And finally, your effective sleep right here. And look, it just keeps going. Just keeps going. That's how you make progress in 2026. That's the discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. To start making progress in 2026, use that discount code for the 14-day challenge, which is linked in my bio. It's 20% off, $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 2026 is going to be your year. Okay. Questions? Any questions that you got on what it takes to start to defeating type 2 diabetes? Any questions? Any questions on what it's going to take to get progress in 2026 when it comes to the food, when it comes to the sleep, when it comes to being active, when it comes to having a peaceful mind? Who's got questions? Nobody's got questions. If not, we're going to start talking about all things. The biggest contributor now, folks, is eating. That's the biggest contributor. Eating. Clean eating. Me. Yeah. Clean eating. Folks, we're going to start naming off our, here's, in 2026, you can defeat type 2 diabetes based on the foods that you're eating. Based on the foods that you're eating. And we're going to talk about it right now. We're going to talk about clean eating, the clean eating plate. Put up, well, not the clean eating plate. We're going to talk about the difference between your fuel sources, right? Talk about that here in a second. Let me see. There was a question that came in. So you're saying in doing the challenge, then it will also help us with HTN as well. HTN. Give me the acronym. What's HTN as well? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by HTN. So I don't know what you mean by that. Your fuel source, folks, based on the foods that you're eating, it is going to determine if your body will have high blood sugar or not. If you want to be insulin resistant or not. Based on the foods that you're eating and your fuel source. Oh, hypertension, yes. High blood pressure, yes. Because where does high blood pressure come from? We just did it in class a second ago. High blood pressure comes from, oh yeah, insulin resistance. And where does insulin resistance come from? Having too high a blood sugar. And where does too high a blood sugar come from? The foods that you're eating. So yes, the 14-day challenge, I am saying the 14-day challenge will help with high blood pressure. Because guess what? That's what insulin resistance is, folks. The fuel sources go like this. Everything that you eat, folks, is either going to be a diesel fuel or unleaded. I love this one. I love this game, folks. Think of it like this. This is an analogy. Diesel fuel versus unleaded. Diesel. Everything that you eat is going to go in one of these categories. What do I mean by diesel fuel? You don't go to the gas station and you don't put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. Give you some examples of diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel. On the unleaded side, we got things like kale, or we also have things like fish. Over here on the diesel fuel side, we're going to have things like soda. We're going to have things like cookies. So based on the fuel that you're eating, it will determine if your car is going to break down, i.e. your engine. So when you go to the gas station, you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. Check it out now. Follow along, folks. You put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, which is you. Your engine is going to start to break down. Just like if you put diesel fuel into an unleaded burning engine, that engine is going to break. It's going to break. But the human body is resilient, though. The human body is very, very resilient. So start naming out your favorite foods, folks. So whatever your favorite food is, we're going to determine if it's going to be diesel fuel, which is breaking your body down, especially if you've got high blood sugar, or over here, on the unleaded side, which is going to give your body life. Because if you put unleaded into your unleaded burning engine, it's just going to run like crazy. But if you start putting too much, if you put diesel fuel into it, it's going to break down. So name your favorite foods, folks. So whatever your favorite foods are, start putting your favorite foods in the chat. So whatever your food is, throw it in the chat. So it could be whatever you eat, throw it in the chat, throw it in there, and we're going to determine if it goes on the unleaded side or if it goes on the diesel fuel side, folks. So which side does it go on? Let's see. Okay, chicken. Chicken is going to go on over here. Yeah, okay, chicken. 2026, folks, this is what we're talking about. This is the fuel source. So we gotta have to eat these fuel sources in 2026. If we want to start reversing type 2 diabetes, we're gonna have to master the basics. I told you I was an engineer, folks. If I can't fix it, then nobody can. Damn it. Great example. Thank you kindly, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know. User 254. Oh, user 254. Shout out to you, user 254. Eggs. Okay, eggs. Yeah. Okay, shout out to eggs are over here. All right, unleaded. Bacon. Ooh, somebody coming. You coming out the gate swinging on the bacon, DC Glory. You coming out the gate swinging. Ground beef. Fish, steak. Okay, fish. We got fish on the unleaded side. Okay, what else? Steak. We got steak over here. All right, we got steak. Do steak on the unleaded side. What was the other one? Fruit. Okay, fruit. But we're gonna start getting fruit. We're gonna start getting into the asterisks, right? Fruit has an asterisk. Fruit has an asterisk. Why does fruit have an asterisk? It's because it raises your blood sugar. Anything that raises your blood sugar, we're gonna put an asterisk on it. So, significantly, we're gonna put an asterisk on it. All right. Let's see. Start naming out some more other stuff. We got ground beef. Ground beef. Make sure it doesn't have any nitrates in it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but you can put. We'll just put. I think we'll just put. G beef. Okay, you can do that. It'll be on the unleaded side. Just make sure it doesn't have any nitrates in it, but. Sure doesn't. Probably doesn't. I'm sure it doesn't. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger is definitely gonna go. That was my favorite, right? When I showed you my pictures when I was overweight, when I was obese, folks, a cheeseburger was my favorite. Specifically, a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Extra pickles and a small fry. Rice, yams, potatoes, quinoa, rice. Damn, you naming out a whole grip of it right off the rice. We got rice over here. That's unleaded. Okay. Yams. So that's potatoes. We'll put potatoes over here. Okay, what else? Quinoa. All right, you naming them all. Wow. Quinoa. Quinoa. Anyone? Any more? All right. Cool. Now, what are we gonna do? With the rice, the potatoes, and the quinoa? Anything that raises our blood sugar, what do? We give it a what? What do we give it? Anything that raises our blood sugar, what do we give it, folks? We know what it is. When it comes to our fuel source, when it comes to type 2 diabetes, we gotta know how to fuel up. So what happens when we eat? Who knows what happens? Asterisks, right? Asterisks. All those ones that you just named, asterisks. Eat them in moderation. That's what an asterisk means. Eat it in moderation. Anything that raises your blood sugar. Where would you put an apple? An apple's going to be over here. That's on the unleaded side too. Apple. But here's the thing. Anything that's a fruit, right? So that's fruit. I'll just put that over there to save some space. But yeah, name all your favorite stuff. It could be the junk food too. Name all the junk food. Name it all, man. Like whatever your favorite food is, start naming it, folks. Start naming the foods, whatever they are. You know what I mean? Don't be bashful. What is it that you eat? Because in 2026, if we're gonna have to reverse type 2 diabetes, we're going to have to understand the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel. If you don't understand the basics, the chances of you defeating type 2 diabetes in 2026, folks, is, whoo, it's not very good, all right? This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, that's where you get started, okay? In 2026, you want to know where to start? You start in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's where you start. Porridge, rice, quinoa, we got that already. Porridge is, if you don't eat it by itself, the porridge, because I'm pretty sure you got a bunch of potatoes in there, right? In the porridge, depends on what's in there. By saying you can't have porridge, you just cannot have porridge by itself. Okay? You gotta pair it with that's, no one's ever said porridge before. That's a good one. This is bedtime story stuff, right? Where'd you get that from? Nice, porridge, but it's gonna have an asterisk as well. Do the porridge with caution. Make sure maybe you pair it with a fat or protein. All right, let's get to some of these other ones. Chips is gonna be over here. Let's see, what else? Chocolate. What kind of chocolate? Are you talking milk chocolate? Are you talking milk chocolate? Or are you talking dark chocolate? Get back to me now. I'll let you know. It depends on the chocolate. Sweet, plain, plantain, yellow. Plantain, yes. You can do plantain over here, but here's the thing. Because I'm telling you, man, plantains are so amazing. Woo! Plantains are amazing. Especially the sweet ones like you talking about. Woo! The sweet ones. Yeah. Love the sweet ones. But you see what I did? What did I put? Asterisks. Moderation. Eat it as a dessert. Think of those plantains as a dessert. Never get your bowl. Never get your. Let's just say if that's in your culture, right? You guys eat a lot of plantains in your culture. Don't go straight to the plantains. Think of the plantains as a dessert. That's your new dessert, plantains. Don't eat it as an appetizer, okay? That's gonna raise your blood sugar quick, fast, and in a hurry. Golden egg eagle freeze from Dutch Bros. I don't even know what that is. Golden eagle freeze from Dutch Bros. What is that? What is that? Seafood. We had that over here, right? Seafood, fish. We'll put that in the fish category. Seafood. I'll just call it seafood, right? You know what? Instead of fish, I'll just say seafood. All right. Put it there. Seafood. Ginger biscuit breads. Ginger's biscuit breads? No. That sounds ginger's biscuits. I'm going to put biscuits over here. Biscuits. Biscuits. No one's ever asked about biscuit. That's a good one. That's the first. But biscuits are definitely going to go in the diesel fuel category. Heavily processed junk. Make your blood sugar go super, super high. Biscuits. What else? Seafood. Yeah, we did that one. Corn. We'll put corn over here. But what? Asterisks, right? Corn. Beans, chickpeas, prawns. Beans, yeah, beans are going to go over here. Beans are going to be the star. Folks, listen, if you got high insulin levels, if you got high blood sugar, beans is going to be your man. It's going to be one of your food of choice. In 2026, you suffer from high blood sugar, beans is going to be your food of choice, right? But it's how you eat the beans that's the most important thing. If you eat the beans, eat the beans wrong, yeah, the beans will be your enemy. But if you eat the beans in the right way, the beans will be your friend, right? The beans are resistant starch. Man, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Beans. Chickpeas. Yep, so you got chickpeas. Those are beans. And prawns. What is that? Prawns, what do you mean? Shrimp? Well, we already put that over here. Seafood. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, see, yeah, seafood. People asking about seafood. Yes, I got seafood right there. Boom. We're talking about for blood sugar, right? For blood sugar, we can get, there's all different types of seafood, but we got shrimp. We got seafood right there. Where would you put oatmeal? Good or bad? Oatmeal. It is neither. But here's the thing. Just like anything that raises your blood sugar, what do we put on it? An asterisk. What you don't want to do is you don't want to eat oatmeal first thing in the morning. You don't want to do that, folks. You don't want to eat oatmeal first thing in the morning. You don't want to do that. Your blood sugar's high. It's a bad idea. Milk or dark chocolate. Oh, there you go, Zipporah. Now you classify. Now you clarify it. Milk chocolate is going to go over. Let's say dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. That's why I need you to clarify. Dark chocolate is going to go on the unleaded side. Milk chocolate is going to go over here on the diesel fuel side of chocolate. Milk chocolate is going to go over there on the diesel fuel side, folks. Oat porridge, yeah. Again, asterisk, porridge with the porridge, right? It's just like oatmeal. Don't wake up in the morning and eat porridge. Don't eat porridge first for breakfast. It's a certain way you gotta eat that oatmeal. No, don't do it. Seafood, iced coffee. It depends on what's in the iced coffee. If it's the iced coffee that you're getting probably from Starbucks, no, that one is going, no, that's not great, right? If it's just cold coffee, yeah, you can. Listen, when you mean iced coffee, do you mean like you had it in the fridge and it froze overnight and then unfroze, that kind of iced coffee? Yeah. But if you're talking about iced coffee from, see, it depends. It depends, right? You got to understand the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded, folks. So iced coffee, I assume the one you're talking about from the store, I mean, is going to go over here. Iced coffee. Regular coffee is going to go over here. On the unleaded side, folks. Yeah. But it's not the coffee, folks. It's the things that we're putting in the coffee. That's what we're going to get into next. Let's just see if somebody names it. What's the stuff that we're putting into the coffee, folks, that is taking it from the diesel fuel side to the unleaded side? What do we think, folks? It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. If you're just joining us, folks, we're in the middle of this game. What is this game? Understanding in 2026, you got to understand your fuel source if you'd like to defeat type 2 diabetes. If you don't understand what the fuel source, the difference between the two fuels that you're taking in, the chances of you defeating type 2 diabetes and becoming less, I'm not talking about remission, I'm talking about full metabolic restoration, the chances of you doing that greatly decrease, folks. Greatly decrease, because this is where it is. This is where it is when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes. If you don't get this right, folks, you can take as much metformin as you want. If you're not getting the diesel fuel versus the unleaded fuel right, let's see. Oatmeal. Yeah, oatmeal. We got it over here, but we got it with an asterisk, right? Oatmeal. How about canned version of food? It depends. Canned beans, again, you got to know the difference. Canned beans, yes. Canned vegetables, no. Right? So you got to know the difference, right? Canned beans, unleaded. You can get in there and you can rinse it off. You can rinse it off. You can can beans. I eat canned beans. I love canned beans. I made some canned beans last night, but I put them in the oven. Make some chickpea nuggets out of them. Canned beans. Use them as croutons. I use those as croutons. Those were my croutons, folks. So that's what I mean. You got to understand the difference between diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel. Instead of using real croutons, I use some chickpeas, which are beans, which are great for blood sugar. Folks, you get it? You got to understand the difference between unleaded and diesel. Let's get into it. Let's get back to it. I love beans, but I don't cook them, so I buy canned beans. All good. All good. Potatoes, we got it over here. But we got an asterisk, right? Asterisk on a potato. What's unleaded and what is diesel representing? Be pricey. When you go to the gas station, here's the analogy. When you go to the gas station, what kind of fuel do you put into your car? In your car, your unleaded burning engine. Oh yeah, you put unleaded into your car, don't you? You put that into your car and your car runs like a champ, regular unleaded. But if you pulled up to the gas station and you pulled up and you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, what the hell do you think is going to happen to your damn engine? Yeah, it's going to clunk out on you. Go test. Don't do this, but I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. If you go to the gas station, next time you pull up there and you put diesel fuel into your car, I promise you, your car ain't got much longer, right? You ain't gonna be able to make it to the light by the time that thing starts shaking. You ain't even make it to the light. You feel me? So when you're filling up on diesel fuel, take that to the real body. When you filling up on diesel fuel all the time, sodas, cookies, bacon, cheeseburgers, chips, biscuits, milk chocolate, iced tea from Starbucks, you're filling up on that all the time, your engine, your body is going to start to break down just like your car would. But if you switch your fuel source and you start eating beans and kale and seafood and plantains, everyone that has an asterisk, you got to need a moderation. Chicken, eggs, ground beef, corn, what else? Steak, rice, potatoes, oatmeal, all these asterisks, right? You see the red? That's what those represent. You got to eat them in moderation. And then coffee is going to be the same thing. Because it's not the coffee, right? It's what we're putting in the coffee. It's what we're putting in the coffee that's causing the issue. So what are we putting in the coffee? That's the question. That's the question, be pricey. I hope that made sense on what it represents. What it represents. You want to start reversing type 2 diabetes in 2026. You're going to have to master this simple concept right here. Because if you don't master this simple concept right there, the chances of you defeating type 2 diabetes in 2026 are slim to none. Right? Because it all starts with your fuel source. Doesn't it? Your car cannot go unless you go to the gas station every damn week. It cannot go. It won't. You run out of gas, that's it. So this is the analogy. Here we go. Hope that made sense. Be pricey. So are you saying have oatmeal for lunch or dinner? Yeah, you can have oatmeal. If you want to have the oatmeal, have it for lunch, right? If you want to have the oatmeal, have it for lunch. The middle part of the day. We can get into the science more or nature, but the middle part of the day in the afternoon is the best time to eat your highest carbohydrate meal. The best time of the day. Because that's when you're most alive. That's when your body's using the most energy. If you're moving, right? That's when your body's using the most energy. Stevia, those are the three that are approved. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. So stevia, monk fruit. And then the last one is allulose. Can't even have any room to put it up there, but it's allulose. I'm going to put it over here. Allulose. That's it. Pardon the handwriting, folks. But stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Instead of that sugar that we're going to put over here, we're just going to say it. Sugar. Instead of that, that's where we're going to put it. Let's see, what else? Half and half. Half and half. That's gonna go over here, half and half. Because when you want to know why, even though it's half and half, it's dairy. Half plus half. Half and half. We'll just put dairy, damn it. Forget about it. We'll forget about it. We'll just put dairy. Because why? Because dairy is scary, folks. Dairy, soda. All right, what else? Oat milk. Oat milk is going to go over here on the diesel fuel side. Oat milk. We're talking about for high blood sugar. We're talking about type 2 diabetes, folks. If you just joined us, my name is Kelley. Talk about all things insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, just all of that gestational diabetes, insulin resistance. Because I was a diabetic, I had heart disease, and I was obese, the triple whammy. I don't have any of those anymore, folks. No more diabetes, no more heart disease, no more obesity. Right? Because I mastered this simple concept. In 2021, that was my year where I mastered this whole concept of the difference between unleaded fuel and diesel fuel, folks. I was an engineer in the oil and gas industry. So hence why I'm doing the analogy of diesel versus unleaded, folks. Okay, it's just kind of how my mind thinks. So oat milk is going to go over here in the diesel fuel category, folks. Yeah, double cheeseburger. Woo, one of my old-time favorites, right? One of my old-time favorites was a double cheeseburger, but that's going to go over here in the diesel fuel category. Cheeseburger, folks, especially the double cheeseburgers. You feel me? Showing up. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. 56 fabulous. Shout out to you. Cool. Can eat canned beans? Yes, you can eat canned beans, but you spray them off. We talked about spray them off. Plain bagels. Plain bagels is gonna go in the diesel fuel category. Bagels, diesel fuel. I drink coffee black. Is that okay? Yeah, coffee black is cool. You can do that, right? But coffee is cool. It's not what you put into the coffee. I mean, it's not the coffee itself. It's about what you're putting into the coffee. What the hell are you putting in the coffee? You're putting the sugar in there. You're putting the sweetened loads. You're putting all of the trash in the coffee, aren't you? Honey or agave? Neither. Honey, agave. Honey, agave. What's up with honey and agave? Well, honey, does it have some benefits? Sure. But for the diabetic, it don't have no damn benefits because all it's going to do is raise your blood sugar. And agave, even a little bit of honey is so concentrated. Agave, whoo, that stuff is even more concentrated than sugar. It's got a higher ratio of fructose than sugar does. That stuff, that's going to send your blood sugar to the moon. Agave. So diesel fuel. Let's see. Why is oat milk on the bad side? It's not dairy, but we talked about sending the same oat milk, right? The reason that oat milk is the same over here is because of the same reason that agave is over here, right? And honey. It's going to send your blood sugar to the moon because all oat milk is ground up oats. What? Look, oats are I said that you got to use them in moderation, right? What I say about that? That's why it's got an asterisk on them. The original source. So oat milk is just ground up turned into liquid. Is ground up oats turned into liquid, aka is going to send your blood sugar sky high. So that's why oats are on the oat milk side. Even though it is a plant milk. Now, if you would have said almond milk, okay, got it. Almond milk, all right, almond milk. Unleaded. Oat milk, diesel. Rice milk, diesel. Coconut milk, unleaded. You get it, folks? Rice milk, why? Because it's just ground up rice, white rice specifically. and this is turned into sugar. You feel me? So you got to understand in 2026, folks, I'm telling you, you got to understand the difference between what's diesel fuel and what's unleaded fuel. If you don't understand the basics of the game, folks, it's a game that you're playing. You out here in these streets, you playing these games. Like show enough, you know what I'm talking about? If you are not coming to play with 2026, you master this concept. You join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm going to show you how to master this concept of the little simple game of diesel fuel versus unleaded, folks. Almond milk. Okay, yeah, we already did almond milk. What carbs, but I think you mean carbs. What carbs can we eat? What the carbs you can eat right here? We got quinoa, we got rice, we got oatmeal, we got what else? We got some fruit. You know what I mean? We got some potatoes, we got some beans, we got plantains. These are the carbs you can eat. But here's the thing. It's about how you're eating these carbs. That's the better question. It's not about can you eat carbs. It's about how are you eating these carbs. And the order of the food makes the most important thing. That's how you can eat the carbs. So you can eat the carbs, yes. But how you eat them is never wake up in the morning and eat never wake up in the morning and eat a bowl of potatoes or a bowl of porridge on an empty stomach. You know what I'm talking about? Don't do that. That's not eating the carbs the right way. It's how you eat the carbs, folks. Just joining. But white versus sweet potatoes doesn't really matter, right? Both of them are going to give you some nutritional value. But here's the thing. Rice or sweet potato, they're still going to raise your blood sugar. And they all have asterisks on. So no matter what kind of potato, you could have said purple potato. Hell, doesn't really matter. You could have said purple potato. And it's still going to have an asterisk on it. Yup. What about tea? Herbal tea. Yes. You want to do some herbal teas. Yes. Herbal teas are great. Absolutely. That's the best kind of tea. You can do a green tea too, right? But that's got caffeine in it. Just be aware. Caffeine. Green tea does have in it. Please tell us how to eat. That's what we're talking about, folks. We're telling you how to eat right here. This is how to eat. How you eat, I'm going to give you an example of how to eat. A savory breakfast. A savory breakfast goes like this. You wake up in the morning, instead of having a sweet breakfast, see, this is the thing I teach you. Instead of having a sweet breakfast, have a savory breakfast for blood sugar control. Instead of waking up in the morning and eating a bowl of rice, a bowl of potatoes, corn, having some cereal, right? Instead of having some cereal, I'm putting this over here. Instead of having some cereal in the morning, that's a sweet breakfast. Instead of having some donuts in the morning, this is how you eat. Instead of having donuts in the morning, here's what you have. You have something, you can choose something from the unleaded side. You can choose something like chicken, okay, or ground beef. These are proteins with something like non-starchy veggies. Like no one's naming any veggies, right? So we'll put over here like broccoli. No one's naming any veggies. So name any food, folks. I'm going to tell you which category it goes in. So your breakfast, how to eat, it could be chicken and broccoli and an avocado, right? Avocado. I think that's how you else. Avocado. That's a savory breakfast. So what you will have for breakfast, or what you will have for lunch or dinner, you're going to have for breakfast. But you got to choose from the unleaded side. That's what you got to do. This is how you eat. That's the meal number one of the day. You start your day off. That's called a savory breakfast. Whoo! Take off like a rocket. I mean, you're gonna by the midday, you're gonna be feeling good. You're gonna be feeling satiated and full through the whole day. Through good part of the day. Let me say that, because that's a natural GLP-1. Please tell us how to eat. Why is bacon on the bad side? Because bacon is a group 1 carcinogen, folks. Number one, it's loaded with a lot of saturated fat. But the most important thing is it's no one should be eating bacon, right? With nitrates in it, right? Because nitrates, bacon, all of those processed meats. So bacon, let's put up some more. We got bacon, we got hot dogs. Hot dogs. We got what else? We got don't be out there competing in the 4th of July contest eating hot dogs, folks. Nope. Pepperonis. Pepperoni. These are all processed meats. Like the deli meat, that's processed meat. This is diesel fuel, folks. You don't want diesel fuel. These are group 1 carcinogens. What's a group 1 carcinogens? Means they've been known to cause cancer. That's what group 1 carcinogen is. It's been countless studies say that these processed meats like that, bacon included, turkey sausage included, are group 1 carcinogens, folks. Yams, potatoes, yep, asterisks. Can you go with absolutely no sugar? Yes, you can. We don't have to have sugar. You don't need sugar to survive at all. You can go with absolutely 0 grams of sugar. If from sugar 72, 80, from this point forward, if you never had another single ounce of sugar in your life, I'm talking about the sweet stuff, sugar, you'd be just fine. Matter of fact, you'd be more than fine. Because the less sugar you have, the better. Talking about table sugar, right? Processed sugar. Can you have some fruit? Yes, you can have fruit. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you don't even really need fruit. Because today's fruit is nothing but dessert. That's all fruit is today is dessert. It's yummy. But it's yummy though. But never eat it by itself. Don't eat fruit by itself, folks. Coconut milk. Coconut milk, yeah, coconut milk is gonna go over here. Cocoa milk. Yeah, good one. What can I take for itching skin? I don't know. That's not my area. Okay. Might need to talk to a dermatologist about that one. Avocado, we got it over here. Unleaded. Woo! Broccoli, we already got it. I think we named it already. But that's gonna go over here on the unleaded side. Yup. Zucchini is really good. Yep. Zucchini. We put that over here. Zucchini. Yep. Zucchini. Yep. Omelets. So yeah, eggs. That's gonna go over here. Right here. Boom. Eggs. Turkey, broccoli, string beans. Yep. You can do turkey. That's a protein. Leaner source of protein. What else did you say? Broccoli. We already got that one up there. String beans. Beans are gonna go right up here. So we got beans already. Yeah. Avocado toast. For my diabetics, not so much. Prefer you not do the toast in the morning. You can do the avocado, but if you want to do minus the toast, you can replace that toast. You want to know what you can replace that toast with? Some tofu. Boom. Watch this. Boom. Tofu. Right here. Tofu. Replace that tofu with some tofu. Get you some tofu. Slice it up. Thin slices, or maybe half it. Take it in half and use that instead of the bread. And guess what you just did? Whoo! Now you've gotten more protein. That's protein. That's protein. That's healthy fat from the avocado, minus the carbohydrates, because you don't want carbohydrates in the morning, right? You don't want to start your day off with carbohydrates in your first meal of the day. You want nice, steady blood sugar, like straight. Avocado toast. Oh, what's a natural GLP-1? Protein, chicken, eggs, steak. The natural GLP-1s, these are satiating with some fiber. This is natural GLP-1s. Thank you for asking that question. With some fiber. Where does fiber comes from? The leafy greens, vegetables, broccoli, kale, cucumber, spinach. That's where the fiber comes from, those vegetables like that. And then you get fiber from fruit as well. Not as much fiber, but we still get fiber from fruit as well. So those are natural GLP-1s, folks. Okay. What bacon without nitrate I get, brand in the UK without nitrate? Expensive though. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for saying that, AJ. If you do bacon, whatever you choose, right? Prefer you do nitrate free, which is going to be a little bit. It's going to bang you in the head. Bing, bang you in the head. How do I get into the challenge? To join the challenge? You want to join the Are you talking about to join the challenge, or are you talking about if you've already gotten into if you've already joined the challenge? If you've already joined the challenge, use your login. Go into your portal and log in. That's how you get into it. But if you're talking about how do you join the challenge, that's a different story. You join the challenge here. So if you click on my picture again, what's the challenge? The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I'm going to teach you the order of the food, folks. We talked about this diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel, folks. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the order in which to eat the food. That's what you want. That's the most important thing. How do you reverse type 2 diabetes? Start reversing type 2 diabetes in 2026. Number one, it starts with the food. And then number two is how you eat the food. This is what the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is about. It's a 14-day blueprint, all nutrition blueprint. It's not a book. It's all, everything's digital. Like I said, you got to log in to your portal, get your instructions, and then you go to work. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. I've already done all the guesswork for you. I've already taken all the guesswork out of it when it comes to this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because I don't need more than 14 days. I don't need more than 14 days for us to show a big improvement in make progress in your blood sugar based on the foods that you're eating, because that's what it is. That's what the foods are, folks. That's what the food do. The food is the medicine, and the medicine is the medicine is the food. This is just something we can do. We can be on this thing freaking all day just naming stuff. Like, it's either going to go in one of those categories or the other. But the point is, you just got to understand the basics. We didn't jump into much. We didn't say too much about dairy. Nobody asked about dairy. Oh, we got dairy. We put dairy over there. That's the basics. Go 2 weeks without dairy, folks. Go 2 weeks without dairy and see what happens here. Run a little test. That's what we're going to do. We're not doing dairy in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because it is for my folks who are ready for serious change. And dairy is scary. Go 14 days without dairy and see what happens. Do an experiment on yourself. Join this 14-day challenge, and that's going to be that experiment on yourself. Because what's going to happen if you don't do dairy in 14 days, you're going to notice that some things are going to start to change, right? Some inflammation is going to start to go away because dairy is very inflammatory. Cheese is very, very inflammatory. A cheeseburger, folks, is very, very inflammatory. Cheeseburger. If you are ready for change, if you need direction on this in 2026, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You use the discount code PROGRESS. Where's the challenge? Here it is. I'll show you where the challenge is. So if you click here, and also do me a favor, folks, when you're just joining us, bebop that screen, double tap that screen, and then share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, gestational diabetes. This 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for them. Pre-diabetes, insulin resistance, like I said, this is for you. It's a 14-day challenge. Here it is, right here. So if you click here, you click on my picture again, I'm going to show you where this challenge is. This is going to change the way that you think about food, because the food is the medicine, folks. Here it is. Check it out. Boom. That link right there. You click on that link, click here, click on my picture again. You click on my picture again, it's going to take you to that right there. There it is. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This one is for folks who are ready for serious change in 2026. If you're tired of talking about it, you're tired of talking about how type 2 diabetes has been whipping your butt. Like it's been whipping your butt for year after year after year after year. You're tired of talking about it. You know what to do now. So if you're tired of talking about it, check it out. Talk is cheap, and just knowing is talk. The real flex is actually doing the damn work. That's going to be the real flex. Talk is just cheap. You know what I mean? You know about it. You know about something. That's just nothing but cheap talk. This is going to be the year, folks, that you're going to show up and you're going to do the work and you're going to do it again the next day. That's it. 2026. Because that's how you get what you want. Because everything that you want, what is it that you want? Okay, what did you say? You want to reverse type 2 diabetes? That's what you want? You want to reverse it? That's what you want? Then guess what? You're going to have to do some work because it ain't going to come easy. It ain't going to come easy at all. Because everything that you want and don't have is on the other side of something hard. Everything that you want and you do not have it yet is on the other side of something hard, something difficult, something challenging. That's where it is. If you don't believe me, put it to the test. Okay? Put it to the test. Let's just look back. Let's look back. Let's look back in hindsight. In the last 5 years, when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes, you gotta ask yourself the same question I had to ask myself. What is it did I do to get out? Did I do anything to get outside of my comfort zone when it comes to defeating this condition? Did I change how I manage my stress? No. Did I start moving more? No. Did I, because all that stuff's challenged. Did I change what I was eating? No. Did I start prioritizing my sleep? No. So because all of that was easy, okay? But to change what you're eating, to get better sleep, to start moving your body more, you got to be intentional. And that's hard, especially when it comes to getting outside of your comfort zone. So that's how you got to defeat type 2 diabetes, folks. This is the mindset that you got to have. '26 is going to be the year when you say, damn it, enough's enough. Just like 2021 was my year when I reversed type 2 diabetes, and it is a reversible condition, folks. Did you know that 90 to 95%, folks, can be reversed? Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, 90 to 95% of the time. Why? Because it is mainly a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition. That's why. Let's see. Couple questions. Let me see. Last one. I have not joined. Where do I join? You click that link in my description. Let me show you here. So if you click here, and then you click on my picture again, Mina, here's where you join the challenge for 20% off. Here's where you join. So if you click here, and then you click on my picture again, here it is right here. It's going to take you here. So this link, see that link? Boom, you click on that link. It's going to take you there. Click here, here. There's a quiz, a masterclass, a whole bunch of goodies on here. But this one is the big one right here. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's for my folks who are ready for change. Serious change. Like 2026 is going to be like, yo, this is the year I'm not playing around with it. I ain't playing around with it anymore in 2026. Just like 2021, you didn't want to know me in 2021. I promise you. I was really like showing up. I really was the master. Like, who is the master? when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes in 2021, I was the master. In 2026, I'm going to teach you how to be your own master of yourself. I'm going to teach you how to be your own master. So if you're tired of struggling with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, year after year, decade after decade, if that's you, if you're ready to take control of this blood sugar, if that's you, if you're finally ready to do it, you say, girl, this is going to be my year. Girl, this is going to be my year. You know how everybody says, girl, this is going to be my year? Or, bro, this is my year, bro. Come on, dog. I'm going to do it this year. Okay? I'm going to do it. But by the end of January, you're like, yo, bro, what happened to your goal, your dream, the gym, the losing the weight, the reversing the diet, all of that? What happened? Man, right? That's how it goes. I get it. That's why I want to get you a quick win. That's why it's only 14 days, folks. So 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, which over 400 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Folks just like you. Someone had an A1C of an 8, taken off of their medication. She was from an 8 to a 6, then taken off of her medication by her doctor. What medication? Metformin, glyphosate, or no, it was metformin, it was a GLP-1, and there was another one that we couldn't even name, right? She came on and shared her story. So shout out to Jazzy for coming on and sharing your story. There is Janet, she's 80 years old. Shout out to Janet. She joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge at the age of 80. And now, when she went back to the doctor, it dropped a whole 1.5, went down to a 6.5, right? 6.5, a 1.5, and she's 80. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. If you are going to become the master of your blood sugar, or you're going to let your blood sugar become the master of you, in 2026, you've got a choice. You've got a choice. Where does it start? It starts right here. Where does your 2026 start? It starts right here in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's where it starts, right there. It's normally $99 you join this challenge. It's normally $99. But if you use the discount code progress, that's the discount code to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge at 20% off. It's $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge if you use that discount code. Progress. What do I mean by progress? Well, that's the kind of progress that you're going to get in 2026. Because think about it. The last 5 years, you think back and what's changed. If you fast forward the next 5 years, if you don't change anything, if you don't do something that's hard, the chances of you getting what you want and getting on the other side of type 2 diabetes, because folks, here's the thing. I don't care how long you had diabetes. It's just a season. It's just a season, folks, in your life. That's all it is. Just think about type 2 diabetes like this. Like, change your mind, folks, like this, for real. However long you've had type 2 diabetes, doesn't matter. It is a season. And all seasons pass. All seasons pass. The winter doesn't last forever. Summer doesn't last forever. Spring doesn't last forever. Just wait. It'll change. It ain't going to be winter forever. It'll change. It's the same thing when it comes to type 2 diabetes, folks. It ain't going to be it's just a season in your life. It'll change. It'll change. But unlike the seasons are going to do that naturally. That's how it's created. But you, on the other hand, you're going to have to be the one that changes, because the seasons ain't going to change. The seasons ain't going to change, folks. It's going to be winter, it's going to be spring, and it's going to be summer, it's going to be fall. They ain't going to change. So what does that mean? Damn it, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to change. That's how you defeat type 2 diabetes in 2026. You join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You're going to start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. That is the bridge. That is the gap between where you are to where you want to be. You got to start somewhere. And where do you start? That's where you start. It's 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code progress. And oh yeah, you're gonna make some progress. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. With your life, I promise you, never gonna look the same. Discount code is progress. Yes, black seed oil. What about coconut dairy? Yep. Coconut over here, good. Or any dairy. Yep. No dairy, right? No dairy. We got over here water in them. Potatoes, good. Where do I find that? You find that it's linked in my bio, folks. Chase, you click here. You click on my picture again. That is where you will find the link to the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Right? You just joining me. Show you where it is. And then we're going to get to the next lesson, folks. We're going to go to the next lesson. So if you click here, click on my picture again. Here it is right here. Boom. Click on my picture and you click on that link that says Linktree. There it is. That's where all the goodies are. There's a quiz. There's a master class, free quiz, free master class. There's a PDF, free PDF. There's a lot of goodies on there. Start there. But if you're ready for change, if you're ready for right now, damn it, this is 2026 is my year, damn it. I'm tired. If you're tired of type 2 diabetes running your life, that's the problem that we're here to fix. Because I get it. I get how frustrating it is to have high blood sugar like every single day. I get it. I've been there. So you deserve something that actually works. That's why I created this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's why I created it, folks. Because you deserve something that works. You join this challenge, your next steps are simple. Join this challenge and start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally. Those are your next steps, folks. You start reversing this thing naturally. Are you going to reverse type 2 diabetes in 14 days? No. You ain't going to reverse it in 14 days. But you're going to put it on notice. You're going to put it on notice in 14 days. Like, yo, I'm coming. I'm coming for you. You ain't got, your days are numbered. You tell type 2 diabetes, damn it, your days are numbered. You tell it that. And when you tell it that, it's going to be on notice. Over 400 people have joined this 14-day challenge. Over 400 people. As a matter of fact, we just hit 400. We'll be 401. Or maybe it's over 400. It's somewhere around there. 400 people. Over 400 people joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You got to understand the difference between your fuel sources. In this challenge, what we're teaching you, how to master these areas right here. That's what we're teaching you in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where do I find that? All right, cool. Any other questions? Any other questions about the food, about what we should be eating, any of that? Okay, folks, I'm going to take a little break because I've been at it for a little while. I'm going to take a little break. I'll be back, though. In the meantime, I'm going to leave y'all with my man, Paul. If y'all know about Paul right here. Yeah. That's Paul. We'll be back, folks. Don't go anywhere. In the meantime, and in between time, if you are ready for change, if you're tired of the blood sugar roller coaster, the year after year, while I'm gone, you think about this, the year after year, if you're tired of that, high blood sugar, it's 14-day challenge, it's calling your name. Use that discount code progress. That link is in my bio if you want to learn more. I'll be back here in a second, folks. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. Paul. All right, folks, we're back. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. We're back. Hard, it's a hit or miss. LOL. Hard, it's a hit or miss. What's a hit or miss? TikTok, we love you. What does that mean? All right, here we go. Man, Paul. What do you guys think about Paul? Y'all like Paul? That's my guy, Paul Taylor. Shout out to Paul. All right, next lesson, folks. Next lesson. Did I miss anything? Did we miss anything? Next lesson. What's the next lesson? What we got in store for you? Let's do. Oh yeah. What's insulin resistance? Let's do that. What happens when you eat too much diesel fuel, right? You start getting insulin resistance. Yeah, what is that? Yeah. What is that? Insulin resistance. Insulin resistance. What is it? That is the question. Thank y'all for sticking around, folks. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Insulin resistance. There it is. What the heck is insulin resistance? It starts off like this. Insulin resistance, folks, is is the reason that you're struggling with your chronic health conditions. All the chronic health conditions that you have, folks, it's through insulin resistance. All of them. Which ones? Like the high blood pressure, like we talked about earlier. All of these different ones it comes from insulin resistance. High cholesterol, and all this stuff comes from insulin resistance. But the question is, what the hell is insulin resistance, folks? Starts off like this. You eat food, and then when you eat food, it starts a whole freaking process. Who can tell me, folks, what happens when you eat carbohydrates? What happens when you eat things like pasta, rice, you know what I mean? Lasagna. What happens then, folks? Who can tell me what happens? Anybody? Any guesses on what happens to your blood sugar when you drink a Coca-Cola? Does it stay the same? Does it go down? What happens then, folks? Who can tell me? Any guesses? What happens whenever you eat carbohydrates? Oh, there we go. There goes a guess. We're gonna find out what's insulin resistance. We're gonna get down to the root of it. Damn it. What happens? It raises your blood sugar. Okay, spikes. It raises your blood sugar. Very good. It does. So when you eat things like rice, when you eat, increases your insulin. Yes, it does that too. Yes, all of the above. Yes. All of the above. So when you eat food, someone says it increases insulin, especially those specific ones, rice, pasta,
and your blood sugar rises, then you get, in your bloodstream, you get what? Glucose. You get glucose. Glucose is when your food starts breaking down into those individual particles. When you eat the rice, when you eat the pasta, your body is going to break it down into glucose, and all those individual particles is going to be all over your body, everywhere, just all throughout your bloodstream, everywhere. So that in turn causes your blood sugar to what? Rise. And then when your blood sugar rises, your pancreas will say, oh, okay, your pancreas notices a bunch of glucose in your bloodstream or blood sugar. So pancreas will go into high gear, and the pancreas will say, from the beta cells, release the hounds. Okay, when the hounds get released, who are the hounds? The hounds is the hormone called insulin. This is the hounds. Okay? Eat food, food turns into sugar, pancreas says, what? Oh, hold on, there's too much blood sugar. Because I only want to see, the pancreas only wants to see this much, right? Or the body only wants to see this much. The body, I'm going to give you an illustration. This is why your pancreas kicks into high gear, because it only wants to see this much. You see that? That's it. It only wants to see that much. A teaspoon. But folks, when you got all this blood sugar, the insulin's got to come in, and it's got to put that blood sugar into your cells. Into your cells. This is it. But there's a crazy thing that starts to happen. Your cells starts to resist. Your cells are starting to resist. What the hell? Here's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to eat food. You're supposed to eat, and then it turns into glucose, aka sugar. And then your pancreas kicks into high gear, and it says release the hounds, and the insulin comes out. And this insulin's job is to knock on the doors of the cell, say, "Hey, cell, open up, open up there, open." There's some receptors all over the place on the cells. But the cells they're not listening anymore. Or what happens is they're supposed to open up. When the insulin knocks, they're supposed to open up and let the glucose in. But here's what happens. The cells eventually start to resist the insulin. Why is it resisting the insulin in this path? It's resisting the insulin because, check it out, it's come around too much, and B, they're already full because insulin's come around too much. They're trying to let too much energy in. Like, hey, insulin, this is what the cells are saying. Hey, insulin, we've already let you come around and fill us up. We're good. But now you keep coming around. Why do you keep coming around, man? We're good. So eventually the cells stop listening to the insulin, and then that is how insulin resistance begins, folks. This is when it starts turning crazy. This is when it starts getting scary, when the cells start to resist. So then the pancreas says, okay, if the cells are resisting, let's release more hounds. Release more hounds, the insulin. Release the hound, more and more hounds. So you got so much insulin in your body, and your cells are constantly resisting. The more and more you give it, the more and more it resists. The more and more your pancreas has to do all this hard work. This is how insulin resistance starts, folks. And then check it out. What happens next? Then you store fat, right? You store fat because insulin
tells your body to store fat. That's what insulin does, folks. It tells you to store fat. Does a lot of other things too, but it also one of its main job it's to store fat. I told you it's to open the cell's door, and it's also responsible for telling your body to store fat, aka store the glucose away, because the cells are resisting anyway. You might as well like just store it as fat for later. Crazy how the body works. This is insulin resistance, folks. We're building on the insulin resistance. Here it is, insulin resistance. You store fat, you start gaining weight. You're like, yo, I can't lose the weight. You can't lose the weight because you got too much insulin. That's why, damn it. That's why you can't lose the weight, because you got too much insulin. And a body with too much insulin, you ain't gonna lose the weight. You ain't gonna lose the weight, because insulin is constantly telling your body. The more insulin you have, the more it's constantly telling your body to store fat. That's why you can't. That's why you lose. Like, you've been working out forever. You lost a pound. You've been eating. You thought you were eating good, but you only lost a pound, right? That's because the pancreas keeps on kicking out more and more insulin. You become more and more insulin resistant. You store more and more fat. Then here's the thing. Last part. It's two more parts, but this is it. What happens after that? You get tired. After you store fat, you get tired and hungry. This is what happens, right? This is insulin resistance, folks. And then the last part is you repeat. You repeat. You repeat the whole process, folks. Why do you repeat the whole process? It's because when you got tired, you got hungry, you went back and you ate again, didn't you? You went back and you ate again. And what did you eat? A lot of foods with a lot of carbohydrates that we talked about earlier that raises our blood sugar. A lot of processed carbohydrates raises our blood sugar, which causes this whole domino effect. And then this is insulin resistance. So you do this day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, folks. This is insulin resistance. This is how it happens. This is it. Any questions on insulin resistance? Okay, folks, class, is there any session on any questions on how insulin resistance works? Is taking fiber powder early in the morning, breakfast, fast? Here's the real power. Here's the real. I mean, if you're talking things like some of the supplements, maybe the nutraceuticals. Yeah, those are great to have. Those are great bonuses. But here's where you get the real fiber. You get the real fiber from those vegetables, those broccoli, the kale, the spinach, the root cucumbers. That's where you get the real fiber, folks. But the fiber powder, or you're talking about things like Metamucil, hell no. You get the real fiber from the fruits and the vegetables, right? This is making sense on insulin resistance. Insulin resistance going once. Insulin resistance going twice. Insulin resistance. Any questions on insulin resistance? This is making sense. All right. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense on what insulin resistance really is, folks. All right, quiet group today. You guys are quiet today, okay. So then the question is, how do you defeat insulin resistance? Well, you just got to go back to the root cause of it then. There's no questions on insulin resistance. You got to go back to the root cause of insulin resistance in most cases. High blood sugar in most cases. The root cause of it is the food that you're eating. So what should you be eating? You guys are quiet today, so what should you be eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, the seeds, the grains, the legumes, right? The leaner sources of protein, the chicken, the turkey, all of that. Not the processed stuff, not the bacons and the salamis and all of that stuff. We got to focus on clean, whole, real food. That's what you focus on. You do that 90% of the time. Predominantly, that's what you eat. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you, sir. I am asking you to help me, please. If you need help, the best way that I can help you, my good folks, Sandra, the best way that I can help you is you got to be the one that want to help yourself. But here it is. There's a couple of options. Number one is you can take the quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. You can to kind of find out where you've been going on in that area. Number two is you can register and take the master class. You can do that one. Or those are all free. Those are free. All right. Depends on what kind of help you need. That's all information. But this one right here, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, this is the only one that I got to charge you for because it's real people getting real results in 14 days in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What kind of results? Someone is taking their A1C down from a 9.5 to a 6.5 in 14 days, folks. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. This is a nutrition blueprint because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what's causing your high blood sugar. This is the food. Okay? But the question is, what kind of food? This question do you got? What kind of food? I don't know what I don't know what to eat. What am I supposed to eat? This is a blueprint. Over 400 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a blueprint that says if you show up and you do the work, because everything's all, I took all the guesswork out of it for you. Took all out of it for you. Because I was a diabetic. I had diabetes. I had heart disease. Here it is. Diabetes, heart disease, all of that right here. I don't have any of that anymore, folks. That's the same thing that I want for you. Check it out. I don't have any of that anymore. This is called diabetes. That's called heart disease. That's called being obese. I don't have any of that anymore. Why? It's because I changed. And 2026 was the year that I changed. 2026, the year that I said that I was going to go from being, I said that I made a promise to myself that year. I said I was going to go from the worst shape of my life to the best shape of my life. That's the promise that I made to myself. In 2026, I was going to go at over the age of 40. I was going to go from the worst shape of my life to the best shape of my life. And by golly, that's what I did. And I'm over the age of 40. I'm closer to 50 now than I am to 40, folks. Hence why I wear the 80s stuff, the 80s shirts, because closer to 50 now than I am to 40. I grew up in the 80s, right? Great era, by the way. So I know a thing or two, folks. I know a thing or two about what it takes to reverse type 2 diabetes. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've had the condition, whether you had the condition for 30 years. Ken came on and shared his story. He's had diabetes 30 years. He doesn't have diabetes. He's had diabetes for 30 years. He joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and lowered his blood sugar by 120 points in 14 days. And he's 74. Janet's 80. She lowered her blood sugar, her A1C from an 8 to a 6.5 in 14 days. She's 80. They joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you are ready to make progress, if it's finally time to kick type 2 diabetes to the curb, this is your year. Like 2021 was my year. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code ESCAPE. It's 20% off, $79 to join that challenge. That is the discount code. Progress. Any questions, folks? Okay. We're getting ready to get out of here, folks. Depending on the questions y'all have. If y'all don't have any questions, we get up out of here. We'll see y'all a little bit later. We'll probably be back on tonight. Come holler at us tonight. We'll come back in the evening, maybe 7 p.m. We'll come back tonight, Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Be on the lookout for your boy. We're going to pick up this conversation again. We're going to jump into some more topics when it comes to defeating type 2 diabetes. But here's the thing. I want you to remember about this. It's not going to be an easy road. It ain't going to be an easy road at all. You can defeat type 2 diabetes. You can. But the road ain't going to be easy. Just like it was for me. I showed you those pictures. Right? The road wasn't easy. No, it wasn't easy. But was it worth it? You damn right it was. I went so hard in 2021 to reverse type 2 diabetes, to reverse all of this stuff, folks. I made a promise to myself that I was going to go from the worst shape of my life to the best shape of my life. Follow your doctor's orders, period. Yeah, I recommend you do follow your doctor's orders. Because I'm not the doctor. I can't give you medical advice when it comes to the medical advice. But here's the advice that I can give you. I am a nutritionist. I am a health coach. What I can tell you, it is the food. It's the food. I can tell you what's more powerful than anything in the bottom of a pill bottle is this. Some black beans, resistant starches. Those are more powerful than anything in the bottom of a pill bottle. Food is the medicine, folks, and the medicine is the food. It should be lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay? And we can talk about the medication. But you got to try the lifestyle medicine first because that is what's causing it. Talked about lifestyle medicine earlier, but that's what's causing it, folks. So if y'all don't have any more questions, we're going to get up out of here. Like I said, we'll be back later on tonight. But here's what I want y'all to remember tonight. But before we come back on tonight, that it's hard to defeat type 2 diabetes, but don't wish that it was easier. Wish that you were better. Don't wish it was easy to defeat type 2 diabetes in 2026. You just wish that you were better. And you get better, folks. I promise you. There's two choices. Either we can complain about it or we can get better. There's two teams. Either you can complain about it or you can get better. That's it. There's a lot of people there's like over almost like 100 million people that have diabetes, a third of the population, either diabetic or pre-diabetic. 100 million people, pre-diabetic or above, okay? At least. It ain't the reason that there's so many people with the condition is because it's easy to get the condition. It's easy to. All you got to do is eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, you get the condition. Just like how I did. But now to reverse the condition, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to do some work. To go from the worst shape of my life to the best shape of my life, did I have to do some work? Hell yeah. But that year I was what was called locked in. I didn't care. I'm still locked in, but not like that. You didn't want to know me in 2021. I was on a tear. It's because I had enough reasons. As to why I wanted to reverse type 2 diabetes. Like I had burning reasons, like it was eating me up inside, like deeply rooted reasons. It's the only way I did it. I lost a lot of weight since I changed my diet and cut the sugar. Shout out to you. Yes, indeed. You have to do a lot of work. Yes, Baki. You have to do a lot of work. That's what most people don't want to do. We want to stay inside of our comfort zone. But I'm going to tell you, everything that you want and don't have is outside of your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? The comfort zone is a beautiful place. It's very, very beautiful. But the only thing that grows there is regret. You ready to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? So this 2026 will not be the year that you regret. You started off with a bang, and that bang is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is the link that you need, that you've been looking for. That link. You join that challenge. Progress, join the challenge, 20% off. Till I see y'all tonight, folks. Think about it. 2026, you're here. Don't let 2026 be the year where you just like let another year go by, and the only thing that happened was they increased your metformin. Like that was it. They increased your insulin dosage. Like that's it. That's the only thing that happened in 2026. You know what I'm saying? In the 2027, it's the same thing. Amen to all the works you're doing. Shout out to you, Baki. I'll see y'all a little bit later. Peace.